Hello there and welcome to a best of 5 with a difference. In the south you've got Ray, formerly known as Ashablar. In the north you've got Elpern, Sweden's finest player. Two of the best players in the world at Company Heroes 2, but this is a very interesting mod for that same game. Let me bring you up this document which you can find in the description for this video. This tells you all about this mod. It's a one of each unit mod, so diversity rules. You may remember the Diversity Cup we tried with the Master League last year. Well, this takes that to the extreme. It also balances the factions by expanding the tech trees. You can read all about it in the description below, and you'll also see we've now added the US and the British. And to make that fair for poor old Wehrmacht, which now have OKW units, by the way, it's now a 1946 alternative universe where the war goes hot in multiple directions and basically every faction can play each other. Today's rules means that the players can play as any of the 4 factions. They can play the same, but they can play different factional matchups within mirrors, but they can't play the same versus the same, so no Wehrmacht versus Wehrmacht. They do have to rotate through the roster. They can't just find an OP faction they like and stick with it, and everything else kind of works the same. It's going to be for the winner will get $100. I've changed this because I originally wanted more players. Runner up is $20 today. That's from my YouTube advertisement money. So I'm paying for this content because this is the content I want to see. It's basically, I was explaining to Elpern, it's AE's fever dream and you're part of it. And without further ado, let's start the action with Elpern's Soviets, everybody. His Soviets. Versus in the south, we've got Ashablar, or Ray, as he's now known, his Wehrmacht. I consider Wehrmacht to be the faction to beat so far. I think with the OKW units added to their roster, they have an expansive portfolio of lethality. And Elpern's Soviets aren't too bad either. It's the USF and the Brits that are the more experimental of the 4 factions, and the ones we're going to have to really consider. You'll notice here Ray is already going for Ostrupen, and that's right, the Kubelwagen reconnaissance vehicle. Now this is how the Soviets and the Wehrmacht, how they get their air abilities, because you'll notice there's no commanders in this. I basically used the premise of the mod is to do a thought experiment on what would Company of Heroes be like if it was a different game. If it was a different game where DLC commanders and expansions were never a possibility or a design consideration. So that's why, for example, the Kubelwagen with teching, Battle Phase 2, 3, and Elite Command Center, we'll come on to that later. With teching, it can get air abilities, basically. And at Veterans, in Tier 1 2, when you tech to Battle Phase 1, you can also get the MG34. Ray has decided instead to go for the Jaeger Light Infantry Recon section, which you, of course, get from the infantry company. His other choices would have been Ostrupen, but he decided against them. And then he gets the Grenadier, so he's revised his order. Meanwhile, Elpern has gone for the Special Rifle Command. He's gotten the Commissar. Newly, we haven't changed any balance of any units in Company Heroes 2, as the units, like main rifle, its health stats, how these kind of things work. What we've done instead is just alter some of the abilities for the time they come out in the game. So the Commissar, for example, has no prop war. It just has a few grenades. Right, the Kubelwagen reconnaissance vehicle. Realising it doesn't have a weapon. Players will be playing their hardest today. They've given me their word. They are playing for money. But they're now realising just how far we took this mod. We took it too far. Just like the dwarves of Moria, we dug too deep. AE's ego ran too rampant, and his thought experiment grew out of control. Poor Vector in chat, he had to keep up with all this, sadly, for him. Right, finally we've got Ostrupen, so we've got the 3 units of Tier 1 for the Wehrmacht. No? Grenadiers against conscripts here. They're fighting. Couldn't quite construct their sandbag fighting positions. That's one thing that will weaken Soviets. We won't be able to get too many sandbags. Only one unit being able to lay them. Meanwhile, by the way, Ostrupen can't lay their own sandbags because they're not part of the defensive commander. So as the game progresses, we will see massive tech trees of units. Oh, we can upgrade the MG34 now. Maybe he'll decide to do that. Conscripts. And over here we've got penal battalions. They're taking the cut-off, meaning that this work in the north from the Pioneer is not going to count for anything, and it's going to leave Elpern with a decent fuel control. Ray is now going to get the MG42 he can get from the headquarters building, as usual. The Soviets do have an equivalent unit to the Kubelwagen. They have the Gaz Jeep equivalent, basically the Willys Jeep, the WC51 the Americans can build. They get a communist alternative with a Dushka upgrade later in the game, which is kind of very similar to what the Soviets actually did do when they copied the Jeep with their Gaz truck. MG34 has been upgraded for the Kubelwagen reconnaissance vehicle, making it a Kubelwagen killing vehicle. In the north, oh, here we go. We've got the partisans spawning into the game. Will they go for PPSHs or the Shrek? We'll have to wait and see. MG42 pushing up with reconnaissance. Penal battalion forced away. Elpern finally constructs his sandbag over here. He's going to keep that fuel for a long time. Pioneers are just buying time because they don't want the partisans to take the fuel away from Ray. What a map. What a map Amelie Fields is. When you haven't played on it a while, you get back on it and you realise what a bloody good map this is. I really can't wait to see it in Company Heroes 3. And I know you guys are kind of sick of the Master League being played on CoH2 maps. Well, me personally and a lot of the map makers themselves and a lot of the players, we put a lot of effort into helping those Master League maps get better. And there's a reason they play so damn well. And the games are so bloody good on them. So, yep. We'll be seeing Amelie Fields probably in CoH3 at some point. My idea is to call it Sicilian Castles and to have the base sector be a castle with its castle walls and the north sector to be the same, because Sicily is full of castle ruins. So that would be my idea for CoH3. Look at this map control now. It's on, there we go, TAC map. Because the Ostruppen have beaten out the conscripts in the east. And we're going to have to see what Elpern's going to go next. He has actually gone for the support weapon Campania. And meanwhile, we've got light mechanized coming down for Ray, giving him a bevy of options. Also, a Puma in the mobile defense upgrade. So that could be something he could go for. It must be said, being an army of specialists, the Wehrmacht on paper should be the most powerful faction in the Supreme Edition. So I have had to consider that, and I've had to try and give power spikes to the other factions. So you can actually get a T70 out of the Tier 2 upgrade, but it does cost 50 fuel, so you could imagine that it's that side tech being so expensive, it can limit your real Tier 3 by a considerable margin. MG forced away by something Elpern used as a crutch very much in his very successful rise to prominence in Company Heroes 2. No problem using crutches. They are a vital part of most players' playstyle. They always have their favourite units. And Elpern's often was the Zis barrage. You may hear I've actually got the CoH2 soundtrack in the background of today's cast. I've done that deliberately. I know I removed it for all of my Master League and all of my GCS casting, but it's nice to have a bit of music. Oof. Zis finds the 222. Slow reactions from the South Korean. Wonder what server they've chosen to play on. They should, I think, play on the NA server. I can't remember how it works. There was Master League rules for which server they're meant to play on, just to make it like equally bad for both the European and the Asian player. Elpern's able to get his fuel over here and harass over here, importantly, with the lowly combat engineer squad. Look at this wonderful early game we've had. It's been lovely. It really has been lovely. Both players with a nice variety of units. And we do have, that's it, the Armoured Recon side upgrade for Elpern. He's looking to catch Ray off guard with a 120 fuel T70. That is going to absolutely rinse him if he's not careful. Really fast to get the T70 out that way. Let's see how well that does. Panzer Grenadiers pushing back in. T70 Ooh, 60% of it this way out there. We do have... Jaegers don't have the Faust because they're not the Jaeger command squad, which does. The Grenadiers do, and the Ostrupen will. So maybe the emphasis will be on the Panzer Grenadiers to react quickly. He does have the munitions to get the Panzer Shreks. But of course, he could also get the... Ouch. Grenade kills the Kubel there. Not grenade, it's called a mine. A land grenade, a submerged land grenade kills the Kubel there. Those bloody submerged land grenades. It's interesting, did you know that torpedo originally was an underwater mine that the ships rolled over, that the ships sailed over, and then over time they became mechanized. Ooh. Machine gun auto destroys on retreat there. That is a new addition for the Supreme Edition. A new addition for the Supreme Edition. Because we didn't want support weapon spam to be a thing anymore, so we basically made it so you can't keep crewing support weapons and building some out. So yeah, it's an interesting development. It reduces the power of support weapons dramatically, takes it back to CoH2 levels where, you know, if they die on retreat, you can't pick the weapon up. Very interesting. In AE's Fever Dream, brought to you by Vector. There's a cheeky Telemine. That can catch this T-70 off, can't it? Get more mines laid by Elpern. 222's going to go southwest, it seems. Pioneers expose themselves. We do have the Partisans acting as a jungler unit, just waiting to deal some DPS in the centre. Pack 40, of course, been constructed by Ray. He now knows he needs to be really careful with these support weapons. You get decrewed, you lose the weapon. MG42 out again for Ray. Maybe this one will perform better. We'll have to wait and see. Oh! Telemine kills the T-70. There was one laid there as well. Ouch. That was 120 fuel T-70. Elpern can build another one now, and it will only cost him 70 because he's already got the side upgrade in Tier 2. But ouch, he did not need that. And now Ray's knocking at the door of his fuel. And as always, mines win games. And even in Supreme Edition, it is no exception. Partisans being forced away. Oh no. He's got the penal battalions active and he's swept the other Taller, but it's a little bit too little too late now because the Taller's done its work. So 100 munitions to take out 120 fuel worth of T-70 due to the side upgrade. That is a big swap. A very big swap. A's discovering... nice dodge there. A's discovering that it's much easier to know a lot about something when you've helped make it. Because in CoH 3 I barely know anything. Obviously I cast all the Master League stuff for CoH 3. Because I designed this mod, I know how it works. It's much easier. Who would have thought it? We got the 82mm mortar out for Elpern to help smoke out the centre, keep him in this game. But Ray, as you can see, very clearly is going to dominate the map now. He's got his support weapons back out again, being the MG42, of course. He's capping the fuel in the west. He's capping the fuel in the east. Oh dear. Oh. Elite infantry is dying. Oh my god. Did a mine get triggered and the entire squad die there? The entire Panzer Grenadier died. And that is not... Is that a mine mortar combo? It must be a mine and mortar combo, I imagine. So they must have... That's just some supremely awful HP. Thanks for noticing their HP in chat, Luke. They must have had low HP as well. But that's the problem when you're keeping low health squads on the field. RNG can be an incredibly cruel mistress. Fair enough. Well, despite Elpern's dominance... Ray's dominance, he's actually lost 2 units now. And Elpern's only lost 1. The T-70 being a pretty important unit to lose when it costs so much for the side upgrade, of course. Yes, good point, Luke, in chat. They could have survived if they were in green cover, but they were just here, as we can now see. Elpern's pushing back into the centre. gaining control and causing problems. Got support armor core now down and raised at 107 fuel. So the traditional trio of vehicles, the only additions we've added is that you can get a Stern Pioneer squad, because of course with only one worker unit in your tech tree, we had to add another, and we added the Stern Pioneers from OKW to Tier 3 for Wehrmacht. Makes sense, right? Jaeger Light Infantry Recon Squad pushing back up. I think Ray had a pretty hefty VP advantage now. And look at this. This could be a squad wipe in the making. Got partisans waiting next to 2 mines on the fuel point up there. Elpern's conscripts make it to the heavy cover. They should be able to neutralise that victory point at the very least. Back in the centre. Where's he going next? Combat engineers surely should be building Tier 3. Yep. Looks like that's what he's doing now. Tank Heavy Battalion Command coming down. Today's winner will get $100. The loser will get $20 of AE's YouTube advertisement revenue. I just... Vector, in particular, put a lot of work into coding this mod, and I put a lot of work, when I should have been actually working, into devising it. I just really wanted to see... It's so difficult to get top-level players to play on modded mods. It just really is. I really do feel for all those mod creators over the years that have struggled to get tournaments going on their mods, because it is a challenge. In this case... a little bit of money, and 2 players in particular really helping us out by agreeing to play and play their best has brought to you today's content. So thanks to Elpern and Ray for rising to the challenge. He was thinking of throwing a grenade onto the 222 then. That would have been strange. Panzer IV's now out, of course, the workhorse of the competitive scene for the German players. Snipers are now in the all-new Tier 5, if you're wondering where snipers are. They come out as an elite sniper unit, like a kind of Zaitsev or Major Koenig style unit. In fact, that's what their names are. He plays Vasily Zaitsev for the Soviets with your Tier 5. Should we see Tier 5? It does take a while to get to, of course. But yeah, go and check out the tech trees if you have any questions. That's !SE in chat. !SE, or if you're on YouTube, go to the description. The information you seek will be there. Usage of mortar smoke here to help decap. Oh, but he's just not over the line due to those janky company heroes too. VigP circles. Many players have been caught out by them over the years. I remember a Master League game was lost, I believe maybe by Elpern or Orange Pest, based on not quite being in the circle. He's gone forward. Is he going to throw a satchel? He is, and the MG sees it. He himself now has to run away. The Panzer IV is coming for the kill. Oof, that could have been a lot worse. Meanwhile, we've had the Maxim out. The 222 is under attack, however, from the T-34-76. One more shot, and it will be done for. There we go. He gets the kill. Can he get away from the Panzer IV now? He's over a mine. He's over a mine. Oh, that could have been dangerous. Conscripts are coming in. They do get at Veteran C1 the AT grenades, because it's a bit unfair to have to tech for a 1-unit upgrade. So we did make it so it's behind Veteran C1 for this mod now. T-34 backs away. We had a rifle nade on the Maxim. Remember, if he loses the Maxim, he loses the weapon. Oh, no. Oh, the Zis is blocking him in. Oh, dear, oh, dear. That's not good. Oh, this action is pretty hot, I'm not going to lie. I'm enjoying it so far. Good shot there from the Zis gun. Keeping the Panzer IV, the Wolf at the door at bay. But look at the fuel control from Ray. Oh, no. Let me just check I've got filters on this mic. I don't want to be bursting your eardrums. I do have the noise gate on. Good, I'm just checking. Stops me screaming too ear-piercingly loudly. Okie dokie. Ostrupen are actually in a spot of bother there, but Elpern's the one really struggling to get back on the field now. He's got the mortar out, which will help him. And we've got to consider where his next options are. I know he's not a fan. Oh, let me do the relic shuffle, get onto Elpern there. I know he's not a fan of the heavy engineer squad, but I think it's awesome. 240 manpower, you basically get a juggernaut. Half speed, double health. Takes ages to get anywhere, but if it gets into a 1v1 confrontation with any unit in the game, infantry-wise, it should win. In close quarter combat, at least. Conscripts advancing. We've got capping in the west from the penal battalions in the east. From the Commissar squad. Grenade is dodged. Molotov's coming in, it seems. Yep, there you go. Grenz are going to have to run away now. T-34 should get a kill on retreat here. Should be the operative word. Misses wildly. MG's a little bit further back now due to the volley fire coming in. Luke asks in chat, so like a discount shock squad. Yes, imagine a shop squad, but at half speed, basically, and it costs less. Oh, we've got prioritised vehicle mode. He penetrates the frontal armour. Not bad. Elpern has fought back valiantly and gallantly here, but I suspect in chat, in base rather, for Ray, we do have Battle Phase 3 underway, meaning Tier 4 will soon follow. What's Elpern thinking next? Let's go over to his base sector, see how much fuel he's got. He's got 89. 105, something like that for Mechanised Armour Company. That's a satchel on the retreat path, forcing the Ostrupen off. But the penal battalions actually destroy the cover, which would have delayed the suppression of the MG. That's unfortunate. Panzer Grenadiers cost a lot to reinforce, 30 per model, so don't want to lose any of them ever. Really, if you want to play the manpower preservation game. And he's going to need that manpower, because of course he has a lot of fuel, and he has Tier 4 soon, so maybe he wants something big and juicy. Could even go to Tier 5. In Tier 5, you'll see in the mod document, you will see the Tiger as an option, the Elephant as an option, and the Sturmtiger. Add the word Sturm to Tiger, it becomes Sturmtiger. That's just how Company Heroes fans tend to speak about the big cats. Back in base, what do we have happening next? Elpern's having a moment of quiet contemplation, trying to think what he should be doing. He's waiting for the exact manpower he needs, it seems. And you are going to get... yeah, there it is, Mechanized next. Meanwhile, we've got some fierce fighting! And a juicy grenade from the Partisan squad. Shame the T-34 couldn't follow up with the big shot there, unfortunately for them. Got a lot of munitions for Ray, 170. Meanwhile, Elpern's been using barrages constantly, so that's been where a lot of his cost is going. Ray's now teched the Panzer Shreks, a new Panzer Grenadier squad on the field, but they're getting churned up. No cap in the centre. This game is going to go on for a long time, it would seem. Oh, we've had a Soviet mine go off in the same position as the Talamine earlier on. Prioritised vehicle is on. Pack 40's in a good position to stop the kill on the Panzer IV. Good work by Ray there. But he knows there's... no! He gets another MG down! So satisfying to watch this new mechanic where the weapons destroy on decrew. I think it's superior. I'm just going to say it. Makes you play a bit more carefully with your support weapons. But I would say that, wouldn't I? Oh, T-34 dug too far there. Needs to get out of there. Meanwhile, Grenadiers cannot cap the centre, and Elpern has good control now. What's he going to get from the new Tier 4? He's got, obviously, Katusha, T-34 85 now instead of 76. SU 80. Terrible casting. We've had Brave Infantry meeting the ultimate sacrifice. Sorry about that. I thought nothing would happen, but apparently something did happen. My bad. What was I saying? Sorry. Or you can actually get the KV-8 now from Tier 4. Kind of like a Brumbear equivalent. Commissar squad. Thank you, Luke, in chat there for catching that one. Sorry, guys. A lot to think about when you're casting top-level players playing on a brand new mod. Elpern putting the pressure on capping in the west. Good attritional damage on this Ostrupen. He's not going to be able to complete the cap there, surely. Big mortar round. Oh, he's dodging preemptively, and he did the right thing, actually. I always think with mortars, do you try and dodge them, or do you just keep moving? Because they can't see you anymore if you've already moved once. It's, you can actually hear the direction of travel if you've got a really good headset. Like, I could say that's going to hit... Okay, I'm massively wrong. I knew it was, like, left on the channel, though. I can tell west, like, left-right due to left-right channel. I'll show you. I reckon... Oh, we don't get another one now, do we? Here. It's just, like, the left-right of the cursor I can predict, basically, I feel. This one's more left. Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I swear you can predict them. Does everybody else in chat feel you can kind of predict mortar rounds and where they're going to land? Or am I making it up? Sometimes I feel I can. Maybe I'm just wrong. Vector in chat says you defo can. I think you can. Just like small, like smidgen, you can kind of tell on the left and right channel of your headset. Ooh, more mines planted here. Another telemine by Ray. To keep an eye on that later on. Very good. Brumbear out, the big nasty bastard of the Wehrmacht tier 4. Here to end your dreams. Oh, that Zizgun has to be careful. If this thing gets to Veterancy 1, it will get the bunker-busting barrage. Deleting a few mines, perhaps. There are mines to be deleted. Is this the 76 mil still? Elpern, up to a lot of fuel and manpower. I wonder what he's thinking. Is he thinking tier 5? Could be. He's not decided to get anything out of tier 4 for the time being. 800 manpower for the man. It is a lot, isn't it? Could go for an ISU 152 perhaps from tier 5. Maybe the IS2. Maybe the KV2. There's a lot of options. Definitely some mines were deleted there by the Brumbear. Panzer IV pushing northwest, just clearing a path for the Osttruppen. Good combined arms synergy from Ray. Okay, he's going to go for the 85 mil. That's wise. And he's going to go for the Juggernaut! Pioneers! Brumbear kills a mine there. He's going to go for the Juggernaut Pioneers. That's awesome. Otherwise known as the Assault Engineers, they're called. Sorry, that's it. Assault Engineers. And here they are. They move so slowly, but they have so much health. They're chunky boys. They are chunky. Look at that thick engineer. And they are chungos. Don't worry about the fact they're British. We chose the biggest looking engineer squad available. They look alright from this angle. It's Lend-Lease helmets. They're wearing Lend-Lease helmets. But yes, they have double the health. Double. Even more. Maybe it's 240 health. Remind me, Vector in chat, please. But they are so good at... They're very good at repairs. They have PPSHs. The shock PPSHs. And they are slow. They repair really fast, so it's alright. Yeah, 2 times health, half speed. So if you get into a 1v1 confrontation, you can churn people up and they barely hurt you. Alright, we've got shock troops coming out from tier 3 as well. So Elpern just trying to add to his wealth of infantry army. He does outnumber Ray now, I would say, just about. How many frontline infantry squads do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, but the... No, we don't. We don't. It's Ray that has the stronger infantry force. Mortar does not want to get decrewed. Oh, that was Vet2 as well. And he loses the weapon, of course. He's gone for a mine. Elpern trying to prove to me just how bad this unit is. Look how much health they have, though. Look at that. You can barely hurt them. Look at them go. Oh, he loses a squad there due to the grenade. Meanwhile, Brumbear suffering huge damage, actually. He does not have the Stern Pioneers. We have the Jagdpanzer IV on its way. Fallschirmjägers with the FG-42s shredding units. T-3485 gets a good shot in on the Panzer Grenadiers. Could actually pursue here. That's a bad idea from Ray. I meant the tank could pursue. I never thought the Panzer Grenadiers would try and pursue. That was the last thing Ray wanted to do. It's a really good shout from Anapusa from Korea in chat saying that Soviets should be better because their weapons are harder to decrew. That's a really good point, actually. I'm surprised we didn't think of that. Alright, got the Jagdpanzer in position. Fallschirmjägers push up, but they're suppressed themselves. But then I suppose you could argue that Wehrmacht having such a powerful fleet of elite infantry and vehicles, maybe they'll have the edge in terms of the performance of units on a 1v1 level. Partisan just chilling out behind the point there. Maybe we have mortar smoke coming in next. He's actually used a flare recently. Flare's active. We can show that from Elpern's perspective. Get a bit more vision there, perhaps. Ray's pushing east. And this game has gone on for a while. Got Elpern getting the Katusha out next. Wonder what Ray's thinking. No signs of a tier 5 yet. Doesn't mean they won't go for tier 5. In base for Elpern. He's not gone for tier 5 either. He is going to go for the Katusha. You will notice population cap is at 200, so we do have expanded room for more of an army. T-3045 and shock troops pushing up the western flank. Ostrouppen doing the same in the east. Nice battle lines emerging here. Jagdpanzer, Panzer IV, Brummbär versus the vehicle army of Elpern being 2 T-34s only, and now a Katusha rocket launcher, which could delete... Well, he's got no support weapons left except for the pack, but it could delete the pack. Meanwhile, Ray's going to go for the Stern Pioneers. Not a bad idea. They have the really good repair speed. Elpern's just going to go with the Heavy Engineer Squad as a repair. He's gone really far forward with them. I don't know if they'll be aware of that. Vector in chat, the side tech for the Raketen, but it is an option he could have gone forward to get 2 AT guns. You could side tech in tier 1 and get the M42 for the Soviets, or the Raketenwerfer for the Wehrmacht. Oh, it's a proper attritional battle now, isn't it? It really has become a slog. Got the slow-ass Juggernaut Heavy Engineer Squad. Just clearing mines the very, very, very slow way indeed. Elpern going in with them. Why did he put Minesweeper? I suppose there's a lot of telemines to clear. Go on, Juggernaut Heavy Engineers, get in there! You fat lads. I love it. Lead the way. Lead the way with those big chunky boys. Those Chumbawumbas. Lippo fatti fatti reggae. Oh, it does no damage. There's nothing you can do. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Don't be silly, Charles. You can't hurt me. Look at that. Look at the... This is retreat speed for the Juggernaut Heavy Engineers. They're over encumbered, but they're so thick and juicy, they don't care. Concept proven by AE. Concept proven. I think they work. Oh, what a shot from the Panzer IV! See, these aren't chunky. These aren't chunky, so they die. Thick thighs save lives. What a game this has been. This has been so fun. Money well spent, everybody. I'm absolutely loving this. Yeah, but I think it is working as intended, Vector. This is awesome, isn't it? Gonna have to put chat on at some point if I can, but there's a Katusha volley, first of its kind. Bad camera angle from A, trying to Elpern. There we go, Elpern engaged. Oh, he was caught up in his tanks and his tank destroyer there. And, yeah, he incurred a lot of damage. Let's get chat on there. Chat, background for chat. Ah, we've got chat on now. There you go, lads. Bit of chat Mostly Vector, the mod creator, been talking recently, but we've had Luke, we've had Anapuza of Korea. A few people watching this today. I don't know how many viewers, but some people are enjoying it. I'm glad you are. LEFH is added to tier 3, and we can also have the ML20 for Soviets and the same tier. Looks like we're rebuilding the Commissar for Elpern. No signs of tier 5 quite yet. You will see a repair bunker, and it can repair. They do not have Pack 43, Luke, because it's the Wehrmacht equivalent is too good, in my opinion. Like, I know the Brits get the 17-pounder, and the Soviets get the B4, but nothing compares to the Pack 43. So I did want to keep some semblance of faction-to-faction balance going. There it is. The LEFH is going to have a few salvos. This doesn't die on decrew, by the way. It's the only support weapons that don't die on decrew. Because I tell you what, Elpern has held the centre for a while now. He really has. Oh, could take out the Katusha there. No, it's going to be fine. There's nothing in this cone of fire anymore. What else can Ray think to do to break through these supply lines? Maybe he will have to go tier 5 and get the Sturmtiger out, perhaps. He's up to 104 manpower now, meaning his manpower income per minute is 144 only. Oops. Shreks go forward. Panzer IV. No, doesn't know it can be seen, by the way, because the partisans are in cloak mode. There you go. It's now exposed its rear. Brumbear does have bunker busting barrage and gets a shot off on the Maxim. Seems like we're boiling over into an engagement all of a sudden. Oh, Maxim pushes forward before he retreats, saving his life, possibly. Meanwhile, Ostrupen versus Penals in the west. We've got a damaged engine. Jagd Panzer IV could go down here. That's the 85 at the foremost flank, and it gets the kill. What a nice push from Elpern there. Ray no longer has population cap problems. Panzer IV reversing away, and the Katusha gets an epic salvo off on the Pack 40, annihilating the weapon there. Nice pickup for the Katusha. Really meaty display. Just waiting for tier 5. Come on, someone's got to do it. Tier 5 is so good in Supreme Edition. It's so bloody good. Right, shock troops pushing in. Brumbear pushed away. Brumbear now has 5 kills total. Meanwhile, the Katusha is up to 6. Got T-34-76 on 22. 85 version is on 11. Panzer IV, if you're wondering, that's on 20 kills. And we do have the Brumbear being forced away by the 76mm, so can't reliably penetrate the frontal armour as sloped as it is. A lot of units in base reinforcing. Panzer Shrek squads not really had much of an impact. LEFH could, though. Oh, it's on the retreat path there. What a cool mod this is. What a good game this has been so far. 37 minutes of brand new feel CoH2 action. Good stuff. Meanwhile, good flank from the Fallschirmjägers, 11th kill to their name. Seems like we haven't seen Ray capture the central victory point for a while. It's been a really long time, actually. Oh, he's thinking of the Panther there for a second, Ray. Or the Stug. Is that the Stug or the Panther? I can check in very quick fashion. Or is he just he's rebuilding the Jagdpanzer IV, it seems. He's changed his mind a few times. There we go. Rebuilding the Jagdpanzer IV. Why not? Got a lot of munitions for Ray. If he just rebuilt his Kubel, he could go for the bombing strike of the Stuka. Mortar down. Good shout by Lukey in chat there. Thanks for... There's the plate and the mantlet of the mortar, whatever it's called. Mortar's been a good smoke cannon all game long. Brumbear with a big shot on the penals. Retreat in the nick of time. Meanwhile, in the west, we've got partisans forced off. Ray's fighting back. Finally going to cap the central victory point for the first time in such a long time. He's gone for the Jagdpanzer IV yet again. There it is. Meanwhile, we've got Panzer IV pushing on that western side. It's getting double repaired by the heavy engineers and the normal combat engineers. Back in the centre. Where's that Katusha yet again? Might as well flank in for the Katusha. It's doing that much bloody work. Bunker busting barrage possibly needed to keep this MG off. Maybe he needs to reverse away and get... Yeah, he'll do that most likely. Not if this 85 keeps hunting him down, though. Panzer IV could find a flank on it now. Yep, there's the triple B. Well, it looked like it at first. Jagdpanzer finally makes its presence felt in the centre. First shot coming up. Panzer IV has to back away. Oh, dies to the Zis. Vet 3 Zis now. There's the triple B finally. And it does kill the Vet 3 Zis. And there's the kill from the Jagdpanzer. 2 kills in combination for Ray. The South Korean strikes back with a beautiful play. A lot of infantry from Elpern struggling to make it around the apex of this base exit. Yeah, all in all, he lost a Panzer, killed the Zis, and yeah, was that the 85? It was the 85, so it was a good trade for Ray, definitely. Tier 5 is out for Elpern, I can confirm. Where's it hiding there? We'll see that in a second. Got an infantry attack coming in. New building model, Vector says. That's why I couldn't spot it the first time, probably. Behind the trees. Tech costs are on the design document, I believe, Strumming Bird, but Tier 5's 50 fuel. Okay, it's behind here. There's Tier 5. Wow, look at that! It's got automatronic repair engineers, by the way. And I will... There you can see on the bottom right of your screen, if chat wasn't hiding. But I'll show you what it can build. It's got IS-2. It's got ISU-152. There's an engagement over here we just keep an eye on. Nearly lost a squad there, the Penal Battalion Vet 3. It's got the KV-2 and then Elite Guards, which can toggle the DPs and toggle the PTRS. And then the heroic sniper, Vasily Zaitsev himself, can be built. A Vet 3 sniper with sprints. Yeah, it's, sorry, Strummy Bird. The tech costs are all the same, but the Tier 5 is only 50 fuel because we want to encourage people to actually go for it. And you need Tier 4 to build Tier 5. It's not an independent teching direction. It's very dependent. Right then! Elpern's going to build the ISU-152. That's a good decision. It's a really good map for the ISU. One of the few maps where you can really make it work for you. He's still got the Vet 3 well, he might not have it for much longer. T-34-76. FH, by the way, has been terrible. Only 2 kills on that thing. Katusha, meanwhile, has 9. Far more effective. Ostrupen just protecting the Jagdpanzer's reverse side, and needs to be careful there. West. Oh, he's just laid a mine! Ouch, that hurt. Up here, we've got Panzer Grenadiers pushing in. Commissar spots them, the rebuilt Commissar. And dodges an aid quite easily. So, Elpern, having pooled his resources, of course, is pushed off the field, but he will have the ISU-152 emerging very shortly. Oh, nice Katusha there. Did clip the Fallschirmjägers and keeps him off this cutoff, importantly. Heavy engineers. Gonna repair the T-34. And here comes the big boy. Oh my. He's gonna do some damage, isn't he? What a hell of a cannon. Oh, what a long-range shot from the Jagdpanzer. Destroys the T-34. That was a Vet 3 unit. Oh, we didn't need that. ISU's got too much work to do now, in my opinion. It's up against such heavy odds. We've got 2 Panzer Shrek units because the Stern Pioneers has a Shrek as well. Ouch. I mean, and he's lost his Zisk gun as well. Oh no. Oh dear. Brumbear and Jagd Panzer 4 just overwatching the centre. Triple B trying to stop the P. Well, actually, the partisans who must have been decloaked for a moment. Anybody can win this. Ridiculous content today. We're seeing a best of 5 on a brand new mod, brand new tech trees for CoH2. Diversity rules. Only one of each unit. $100 for the winner, $20 for the loser. All from AE's retirement fund, aka his YouTube ad revenue. Not going to have a very good retirement by the sounds of it. Big shots from the ISU. That'll keep your Brumbear at bay. They'll want to toggle to A. Yeah, he does. High explosive rounds loaded. Might just delete this Panzer Grenadier if it's not careful. Don't go too far forward, sir. Don't go too far forward. ISU doesn't like you. Heavy engineers get LEFH to the face and barely incur damage. They're that chunky. They're that big. They're that beautiful. Look at them go forward. 200 HP per model. You don't want to mess with these thick bastards. They love it. They'll laugh in your face. Not a single model was lost. And Elpern dared tell me before this series today that he thought the heavy assault engineers would be rubbish. He dared tell me that. A's ideas may sometimes be rubbish, but not this one. That's it, Vector. They have 10 pints before they even consider combat. Ooh, ISU versus Jagdpanzer. I will in a second, Elpern. I will in a moment. ISU having some problems. Elpern distracting the cast to tell me that heavy engineers are still rubbish. Just no. I'm paying you to suspend my disbelief. That means the game ends in the next 5 minutes. How is it going to end? How is it going to end? We'll have to wait and see. Actually, how is it going to end? It's going to end in the next 5 to 7 minutes. But we now know from Mr. Elpern of the past. He's 7 minutes ago, Elpern. Panther out for Ray. ISU has a damaged engine. Panzer Schrecked. Ah, okay. Ray's going to win. Thanks, Elpern. Oh, LEFH. Double Shrek. Panther's going to steam up and get the kill. It's going to be a snipe. Oh, it's already dead. There you go. Panzer Schreck's got the kill. And Elpern surrenders. You spoilt the ending. I'm so upset. I'm so upset you spoilt the ending. I can't hidecast if I know what's happening. Because you told me you started in chat, so and you came in my Twitch stream, and that means I know it's over. Oh, never mind. But you're wrong, Elpern. The assault engineers were epic. That was the best thing you did. I think if you used them more, you would have won. Nah, it's alright, Elpern. No ends the next 5 minutes. Nah, it's alright. You were on the ropes anyway at this point. It's kind of predictable. In my head, it could have gone on for 1 hour and 20. I don't think it's cringe, Jimmy. I think you're kind of cringe. I think it's an epic idea. It creates these huge diverse armies where the players are using everything at their disposal. It's cool. If you don't like it, get out! That's my message for you. Let's do a poll. What is more cringe? More cringe. One of each unit. Hoy. Jimmy. There we go. Bullying. Bullying's always fun. Very toxic. Right then, let's get game 2 underway. Well played, gents, in that first one. Oh, Jimmy's getting slaughtered in this poll. You need to vote for one of each unit, Jimmy. You have to at least vote yourself. There we go. Jimmy's voted now. Good stuff. I think Ferrigy seems to be a really good player. He reminds me of a young Asher Blaw. Jimmy does. Very standard, steady player. Like, there we go. Confirmed. So, Ray, you're in chat. That means the game's not started. So start when ready, lads. I'm going to go get a drink. Good job in game 1, though. Not a bad start to the series, I feel. Delicious. I love inventing new cereals. I'm quite good at it. Invented Robinson's Country Crisp nut flavoured with muesli. It's quite the treat. Alright, start time. We'll find this game next. Got some interesting maps coming up after this. We've got Champs-Élysées after this map, so that could be good. If you remember Champs-Élysées, one of the best custom maps I've ever seen. Sadly never made it into the game because Relic stopped letting us put new maps in the game. Salt and pepper on toast. To be honest, that sounds nice. That sounds like a good idea. Go on, Fergie. What do you want me to answer, my child? We can't do Champs-Élysées in CoH2 Pen because there's not enough assets, mate. It wouldn't work, would it? How would we even do that? There we go, found the game. There we go. Watch in 2 minutes. Who do you like to cast with the most? Probably Orange Pest, I would say. I don't know. He's genuinely interesting because he's a top level player, and he's like really cynical and like caustic, and I quite like that. I think it's quite funny. I cast best with, if that's the question, Stormless, but I have personal issues with him. Vulcan is really good, but he doesn't make me feel good about myself because he knows more about the game than me. Drama from like 2019, I wouldn't consider it drama anymore. If Relic Entertainment ever wanted me to work with Stormless, I would do. Stormless. Ed 80Hz is a real life friend of mine, and I actually think we got very good at casting together by the end of our journey. So I think Ed was a really good person to cast with. I'd probably say Ed overall, actually. Right now it's Orange Pest. I'd say Ed overall. And I'd say the best partnership I had was Stormless. And that's probably sums it up. Something like that. But I love casting with people, but I also like casting on my own. So it's nice to be able to do both. The casts with Imperial Dane are fine, but Imperial Dane is Imperial Dane, and he's Imperial Dane. So I like casting with him because I like Dane and he's a good guy, but and I love the fact that he dismisses everything I say, but I don't think it would lend itself to like a grand finals of a tournament cast, let's say. I can't cast with Zany because he's like me, but worse. Like, my worst habits in terms of being a bit spazzy and crazy, he takes to the extreme, which is very good for his YouTube, but wouldn't work for a tournament. I only cast with people that have, like, high-level knowledge of the game, Jimmy. So that would, unfortunately, exclude him. I cast with Tightrope. It's really good, but Tightrope goes a bit quiet on me sometimes. But other than that, it's fine. And he's in New Zealand. If he wasn't in New Zealand, I would cast with him more. Cast least with... I've cast with Demer before, and it just seemed like he wasn't listening to me, and he was just talking a lot. But that might be because he was very enthusiastic and he's never done it before. Some people do that. Some people either talk too much or some people don't talk at all. I tried casting with K-Pen, and he didn't talk at all. And that was like a bunny in the headlights. He could barely speak. He got scared or something. It was really scary. So yeah, so there's two people I've cast with that it just did not work. Demer talked like way too much and K-Pen didn't talk at all. Anyone I've never cast with? I've cast with pretty much everybody. Von Ivan, Love Nest, Helping Hands. At some point, Helping Hands is good. I liked casting with Hands. But I like being the primary content holder so I can get all the money. No, I like it so I can obviously get the ad revenue and then pay people in peanuts. Joking. But if I cast with Hans, I'd feel a lot more obliged because it is his job to like split everything 50-50. I can't just say I'll buy you a couple of beers and just come and do one series with me on a Saturday in your pants, because that's not fun for him because he does this as a job. So I can't get I wouldn't want Hans to co-cast with me because it's his job, if that makes sense. So I feel like, similar to Vulcan, actually. Vulcan, this is his job, so I have to really consider. I would not work with Vulcan if I wasn't paying him, so I have to pay him every time. So yeah, it's about, like, you have to get the balance right, because some people will do it for free because they enjoy it, but then you don't want them to do too much of it because then it'll start to feel boring. So that's why it's good to keep it fresh and keep swapping people. And I just buy people beers, basically. Like, I've given Orange Pest like $80 in the last year for casting, and he's cast quite a bit with me. So, I would cast with Amy, but I think he probably hates me. I think he seems like the kind of person that gets, like, I don't know, a bit bitter. I idolised Amy and copied off him quite a bit, but I get the impression he doesn't like the fact that I've taken his mantle, which is fine, whatever. I am just an open sluice gate for drama knowledge, aren't I? K-Pen, I've never paid you. What do you mean? You've never gotten peanuts off me. Have I ever paid you, K-Pen, for doing any mapping for the ML or anything? I don't think I've ever paid you. I have, haven't I? I bought... Yeah, like I sent you like $20 once or something. That is peanuts, isn't it? It's terrible. I did. I swear to God I did. When we did like a Fame and Fill tourney or something. Yeah, exactly, I did. Dirty Finish is hilarious because he legit hates me. And I could tell he kind of hated me, so that's why I antagonised him once. And I could tell he hated me, he's a bit of a crazy guy. So I antagonised him deliberately, like, for a laugh, to make myself giggle. I pretended to be his chatbot and called him a CUNT. And ever since then, he's gone absolutely mental. And it's bloody hilarious. It's given me... I'm a bit scared he's going to kill me in real life or something, but... I trolled him, basically, with one sentence, and it's given me a world of happiness out of it. I don't know what else I could say about him. I mean, I don't really know that much about the guy. He's a bit of a toxic streamer. He's clearly a bit mental, and that's all I know about him, to be honest. Nothing more than that. He does have a lot of disciples, though, and you can tell who they are on Reddit because they follow his comments and they, like, back him up. It's a bit weird, to be fair. Right, shall we get on with Game 2? I think I've cleansed my co-brain. There are a lot of mental people in the community. Dexen's one of my favourites. He's a good guy. Right, then. Let's get on with Game 2, shall we? Hopefully the YouTube audience don't listen to the diatribe between the games. Hello there and welcome to Game 2. You're looking at Elpern, who's 1-0 down in this AE's Fever Dream mod tournament / show match. It ended up being a show match. We've got Ray in the north. He's the Soviets because I think the players are feeling, based on the tech trees, that Soviets and Wehrmacht are the most powerful. But guess what? They've already played them now. So they won't have any choice in Game 3 but to play Brits and the US. So we know what we're going to get next. And this is a best of 5, so we will see a Game 3 eventually. No scoreboards on the screen because AE is clearly unprofessional. And here it is, the Gaz-64, the Soviet Jeep copy, modded into Co3 by AE and Vector. And what's this poor guy in the back doing? He's seen some shit here. He's had a bad war. He just wants an end to this. He wants to go home and eat cabbage soup. Whatever it is Russian people do. I don't know. If they're anything like Polish people, they eat cabbage soup. But yeah. This mod has basically been Vector making my dreams come true. For a low, low price of 60 of my YouTube earnings, he has put a crap ton of work into coding this. And the gas truck, for example, it can get the Dushka at at Tier 1 or Tier 2 to become a true Soviet recon vehicle. Well, that's the thing, Luke. I paid him 60, but he didn't know what currency he agreed to. It was actually Taiwanese baht. So, rip in chat for Vulcan. Not Vulcan, what's his name? Vector. Now, Vector's done a really good job on coding this mod. He's a true professional. He also coded things for Helping Hands in the past. He coded a Modern Warfare 2 Snipers on Rust mod for me once. He's a legend. He does wish creation. No. When you make it... Materialization. Wish materialization. Right then, Ostrupen out for Elpern with Grenadiers. Jaegers surely next. Meanwhile, Ray will be going for... What's this? Special Rifle Command, of course it is. I thought it might be a support weapon company for a moment. You'll have a lot more, too much manpower as well, to be honest. Because you should probably build that as your very first action on the map. And because of that, Elpern will begin to dominate Amelie fields. There we go. To prove that this was once Master League and Company Heroes 2. I just feel the Master League has now officially gone over to CoH 3. I know we had 2 seasons on CoH 2, but we've had 4 tournaments in CoH 3 with the finals coming up in August. I'm so excited for the finals. Some big announcements on their way. If you've been following me on Discord, you will know. You might have an inkling what those announcements could be, but they are going to make the finals even more hype. Got 8 players confirmed for the finals. Can confirm that Paul Ray does not like Company Heroes 3 and he will not be playing. He has elected to have his seed removed from the finals, but that makes room for the likes of Demare. Not Demare, who is it? Hulk Smash of the United States, who's a pretty damn good Company Heroes 1 and 2 and 3 player now. Commissar joining the ranks of Ray. Jaeger's joining the fighting with Grenz. Oh, and Elpern's just pushed in. I feel Ray floating that 480 manpower. Now going for Field Infirmary. He's just been absolutely dominated here. Elpern just smashes him with a quick and decisive... You have to be careful, the MG. Get it decrewed, you lose the weapon. So Ostrupen cannot help you very much. But look at this dominance. He's all over him. He's going to equalise the series. And we're going to be heading to a best of 3 at 0-0 in game 3 at this rate. Is that a grenade? Yes, it is! Ray fights back. The gas truck's got its Dushka. And he's Dushking away on that Grenadier. Very low health on the retreat there. We do have a telemine from Elpern. Interesting location for one. And we had one over here as well, meaning the gas truck died. So there were 2 planted in total. So yeah, Luke in chat says it was a missed opportunity for the gas truck. Well, I'll tell you what, we're never going to have any more missed opportunities for it. Rest in peace. I'll show you what we can get from Infantry Company if you don't want to lose the description. The only things we can't get right now because everything's already chosen. Max 1 Grenadier. We can still get a Jaeger Light Infantry. That's 2. Oh, he's already got one, sorry. We can get a Raketwerfer for a side tech, or we can still get a mortar. But that's why he's going for the light mechanized. He wants those Panzer Grenadiers. You can't blame him. Meanwhile, he's getting a bunker and medics. Back in Rayland, he does have the Special Rifle Command. The only thing he can still get from that is the M3, or we can side tech to the M42. Again, exclamation mark SE in chat if you want to read the full tech trees, which have been expanded. I think these guys are all getting shot at by the Grenadiers. Yep, they repositioned to get clear shots off. Or no, they're going to go north, it seems, and maybe polish this Commissar off. Yep, he sees it coming. Really don't know how Ray's still in this. It looked like... I think the MG being forced away was a pivotal moment. But now there's 522 on the field. The Sonderkraftfahrzeug. Just seeing if I can still remember what it's actually called. Just about. Jaegers can tech at Battle Phase 2 to the G43s. Got Panzer Grenadiers following up, but Elpern is dominating his Wehrmacht so far. Seems he's really warmed back up into the CoH 2 environment. Even if it's a modded environment, most of the units remain broadly the same. Yeah, so you've spotted Dromedar. It's the OKW Jaeger squad, so it can actually go to Veterancy 5, giving better range of fire and weapon cooldown. Interesting. Nice blend of Wehrmacht and OKW units, of course, and the expanded Wehrmacht roster of the Supreme Edition. Yes, minefield on the fuel from Elpern. Really just consolidating his territories and taking Rays away. He's been forced away in the south of the Jaegers, but the Panzer Grenadiers are going to come in to help out. The MG42 has got a lot of work to do. It switches targets beautifully there, suppressing 3 units in unison. Although we do now have the Zis gun on the field. This is going to salvo... Actually, no, it's going to attack the 222. Attack round shot maybe following up. Ooh, just outside the code of vision. Zis gun could go to field artillery barrage mode. Alright then, Ostrupen, Grenadiers forcing away the combat engineers. Meanwhile, Pioneers construct a sandbag there and now go to repair duty on the 222. Panzer Grenadiers putting so much pressure down. This game 2 is not going to last very long at this rate. Guys, is the rhythm with which I've begun to speak as a caster, is it clear and concise and broadcaster style, or is it annoying? Because if you notice, I really emphasise random words in a sentence. Like, in the middle of a sentence, I tend to overemphasise words. Does it sound like a sportscaster, like an actual esports professional, or do I sound like an idiot? I've only started doing it in the last 6 months by accident, Dromedar. Yeah, like Jeremy Clarkson, exactly. This was the best MG42 squad in the world, but now it'll be back in base. Over to the combat engineers, where they're going to test the flatbed truck. Meanwhile, Vector brings me a sandwich which isn't hot, and I punch him in the face and get fired by the BBC. And all the right-wing lunatics claim that the BBC have gone soft for a man punching an intern in the face. What has Britain come to? Can't believe he got fired for punching somebody in the face. Right, let's get back to action as the T-70 has been side-teched. 120 fuel needed to build the T-70 in total. 50 for the side-tech and Tier 2 and 70 for the tank itself. Seems like a nice option to go for. Well, interestingly, Dromedar, we did have one in the first game, but it died to a Teller mine. Oh, he's going to go around the side. It's a bit dangerous considering that's the site of an earlier Teller mine. Yeah, QZZE, the Top Gear in its prime was amazing. I preferred it before they started getting fake reality TV, but back when it was like mostly real, I think it was one of the best entertainment programs in the world. In the world. Like when they had the star on the reasonably priced car, and they had the celebrities. And they had the... every week they'd have a new sports car doing a test lap. I just thought it was incredible entertainment. It was exactly the right blend of real and fake. But then they just got too fake over time, in my opinion. It became like a middle-aged soap opera. 2-2 pushes in. Commissar on in their bellies. Watch on as the Zis gun's pushed out of position. T-70's being repaired as we speak. Ray is just heavily pushed back. He's already down to half VPs at the moment, and Elpern shows no signs of slowing. Those 4 infantry squads out. 2 support weapons and 222 giving vision for all. Grenade toss, bundle nade. Clips the Zis gun. Panzer Grenadiers forced away. Jaeger's the same. Do we have any signs from Elpern that he's going for? That is, yep, Battle Phase 2 has been teched. Will he get Tier 3 down soon? You'd expect him to do so. Panzer IV to follow, most likely. Mortar out from Ray next. You saw Elpern use that as a weapon to get back on the field. It's not necessarily the damage it does, it's the smoke it creates and launches. It really does help. There's a telemine there that we need to be careful of later on. Any more we can see? Actually, yes, there's one here as well. 2 telemines in total, 100 munitions spent. Nah, QZD, I thought Grand Tour was too fake. I stopped watching after the Coral Reef episode where they were like making a Coral Reef and it was just fake AF. It's like Richard Hammond in particular. I find him grating. Like, his acting is terrible. And it is acting. It's like when you're watching wrestling and you get a bad wrestler and they're not very good at the creating a fake fight. You just don't watch, basically. Basically, Richard Hammond can be described... Oh, nice! He's teched for the... he's got Battle Phase 2, so he gets the G43 sniper rifles out on the Jaegers. This is going to start to really churn stuff up. He goes into the shed, which has been repositioned for Master League play to be more fair. So it's got windows on both sides, basically. Now, the comedian Stuart Lee described Richard Hammond best. Jeremy Clarkson is the bully, like kicking a tramp. And Richard Hammond is the one with his smartphone recording it going, "Yeah, go on, Jeremy." And, you know, we don't like the bully, but I hate the accomplice even more. And everybody likes James May. James May's lovely. Nothing wrong with James May. Oh, cock. Exactly, K-Pen. Ooh, he's close to this telemine. That's dangerous, you know. That's... Oh! Nah, it'd have to be a big volley from the Zisgun, wouldn't it? I've made major diversions in my commentary work for Game 2, but the reason is Elpern has been on top. It's his game to lose. But also, Game 1 was so bloody long. I'm able to keep my ADHD style casting to a minimum for that one. Hansgard is forced off. Zisgun now to 8 kills total. A few of them are very expensive 30 manpower models. Grenadiers push up. They have 9 kills themselves. 222 sitting on 8. Down here, T-70 in operation. We had this telemine spotted. Seems that way. Yeah, it must have been. Oh, 222 could actually get shots off on the T-70. We also have the Panzer IV pushing in. We do have partisan tank hunters. They could take the 222 out. Meanwhile, the T-70 is going to be so lucky to escape. We've got a damaged engine critical on the Panzer IV, saving that T-70's life. Oh, I tell you what, another shot comes in here. Yes, we have a normal satchel use because he hasn't got the tank hunter upgrade. And everything's forced off and everything survives in that frenetic skirmish. Such low health on the T-70. Barely made it out alive. Back in the centre, Commissar sits on 6 kills. Veteran 3 already, what the hell? Actually becomes a lot like the Jaegers in a sense, because they have the SVT rifles, and the Grenadiers are executed by the political officer for being a German. Full cup of coffee drank there. Should fuel me up for a while. We do have telemine down here as well. So one there, one there. And where are the minesweepers? They're over here. So there's a chance the T-70 goes straight over to the west side and hits the tower. We'll have to wait and see. Panzer IV on prioritised vehicle mode. Didn't hit any targets on its first foray, but we'll see what happens next time. Back in base, all is quiet for Elpern. He's got his units into the centre and into the east of the map. Ray similarly is repaired, refueled, reinforced and ready to go. Panzer IV's going to play some tank tennis. Fire at any targets it can find. Oh, here we go, the two Kind of like sniper infantry almost. SVTs versus G43s. Commissar starts on lower health, but he's also got a Panzer Force shooting him in the face. That's a squad wipe. Grenade was good, but he's going to be lucky to escape here. Oh no, he dies. Shot in the back of the head with a 75mm round. That's not fun. MG42 out for Elpern, already veteran C2. 7 kills, not too shabby. Let's see what other options he's got available to him after this Panzer IV. He's going for the Stern Pioneers. That's his next decision. Ray has 124 fuel. And no sign of Tankover Battalion Command, so you imagine that's what he's going to go for next. But he needs the manpower, 240 required, of course. Oh no, he doesn't. He can't. Oh yeah, maybe it was actually. I was looking at the wrong manpower. But yeah, Tankover Battalion Command coming out next. And it should be the T-3476 one, would imagine. That's what I'd go for. Costs 100 fuel now because we've brought it... Or 110 is it? 110 fuel now because we brought it earlier into the tech tree. But it did actually used to be here when Company Heroes 2 first came out. He's timed this a little bit late on the T-34 there. T-70 so lucky to be alive. Did a telemine just detonate? No, something exploded. It felt like a mine. I swear I heard the mine detonation noise. A very distinctive explosives profile. Penal Battalion's just watching these units pushing past them. They are the Tank Hunter derivatives though, so no reason to engage. Maybe just keep spotting. Penal's penalised. Forced back to the colony. In Siberia. They all have to retreat all the way to Siberia. That's the shame for them. 222's death is going to get caught on camera. Oh, that was good. He did a little scissor jump after he hit the ground there. The mechanics and momentum of flailing models is always pretty interesting. Oh, MG has to be careful. Could be a full destruction of the weapon. And he survives to tell the tale. Looks like Ray went with mines being built faster and mines costing less. Meanwhile, Elpern went with Faust 7% range, which of course is one of the best bulletins ever in Company Heroes 2. Oh dear. Oh dear. T-70 is a lucky escape artist. Yet again, he's the Harry Houdini of tanks. Little 2-man light tank just ducking in and out. Right, we have Mechanized Armor Company down actually. So he went tier 3, then tier 4, meaning his timing should be pretty legit. He needs 130 fuel for the T-3485. Or he could go for something bigger and better, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Back in base, we're going to get the Pioneers that have been lost. Not a bad idea, giving 2 engineer squads in total. Flatbed truck destroyed. Ostrupen just chilling. Elpern started this game with a huge advantage because Ray decided to float 480 manpower. And that, if you do that in a high-level game, you're asking for trouble. Elpern has not let off the gas. This game, too, has gone extraordinarily quickly. We've now got Ray down to 115 victory points and slowly bleeding away. Shock troops are a possibility, of course, from Tankover. Oh no, from Mechanized Armor Company, 360 manpower. But I believe he's probably going to try and get the T-3485, one would expect. Mortar in a decent position to put some volley fire down, but to be honest, it can be forced away as quickly as he'll fire. T-70 is spotting for everything, but gets shot by the Pak-40 himself. Grenadiers knew his position, and the Pak-40 did not need a second question asked of it. Did not need to be asked twice. That's the line I wanted there. Did not need to be asked twice. Double-digit figures for Ray. Oh dear. Psychologically massive for Elpern. And these big best of 5 series, Partisans are never going to see the rest of that series. They're very dead. But these big best of 5 series, you get 1 or 2 killer games, and then the series forms an overall picture. This is the game where you go and grab a beer, I think. Get ready for game 3. Because we're going to equalise the score, and then we'll go from there. Panzerwerfer for Elpern. Interesting. Sehr interessant. Of the heavy panzer corps. Other options from there, of course, are the Fallschirmjägers, the Jagdpanzer, or then the traditional trio of units. T-70 escaping yet again. Vet 3 now giving it a speed boost. Imagine if this was not Supreme Edition, Elpern would just build 3 Panzer IVs, and that'd be the end of it. Maxim dead and destroyed in 1, of course, with this mod. And the Werfer of Panzers is going to load up the Panzer IV and throw it into battle. If you've never watched Company Heroes 2 before, how the Panzerwerfer works, it literally means tank thrower. So what you can do is you can load the Panzer IV onto the back of it, and it will launch the Panzer IV into battle. It is a tremendous, tremendous utility to have. But a little known other usage of it is you can actually fire rockets out of the back of it as well. Which can equally be pretty good, especially if you have vision, which he didn't have in this case. So that's why he's drawn a question mark, around the battlefield there, because he didn't have vision. Where are my enemies? There is a... Oh god, T-3485 is a nasty bastard. He's got bad intentions. Ooh. Anybody can name the actual RTS which did have tank throwers? There's a special prize for you in chat if you can name the game that had a tank throwing utility. Or no, it's a unit throwing utility, my bad. But it could throw units. Name that game. Which RTS could you throw infantry units over cliffs or over obstacles into different... Blood Bowl had it. I was referring to Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 with the... is it the Bullfrog or something? Blood Bowl. Wow, there you go. Maybe that was first. Sorry, guys. Maybe... Probably EA copied off them, I imagine. Blood Bowl isn't an RTS. And I gave the answer, damn it. Bullfrog, yeah, it was. I never even played Red Alert 3. I just thought that Bullfrog unit was cool. I liked the new idea they utilised. Advanced Talamine's been swept there by the combat engineers. MG42. Getting pounded by the mortar. 85 comes around the side in tandem with the Ziscon. This could be a kill. No, the Pak-40's there to protect and get the target weak point off. Panzer IV strikes back. He's going around the outside. Panzerwerfer trying to take out the Ziscon. Elpern's micromanaging a lot here. And he gives up because he overexposed that Panzer IV too much. Meanwhile, Pak-40 gets a shot off on the Ziscon. Zis pushes up. Sorry, on the T-70. And then the Zis pushes up. Oh, and here comes that T-3485. Yet again, big shot on the flank. This is high-level play. This is awesome. This is what I've paid to see. You just say we've paid to see, but I did pay for this one. Pak-40. Oh, gets the killing shot. Elpern stayed the duration there. He stayed the duration and gambled, and he got his high reward for his high risk. Because he could have lost the Pak-40 in its entirety if it was decrewed. Panzer Grenadiers on the central victory point. Pak-40 goes all the way back to base to reinforce. You can't blame him. Meanwhile, Ray in base. Obviously got them He's going to have to go for a Zis gun. He loses Zis. Oh no, he lost his Zis as well. As I say, Elpern, it's his game to lose. He's also got the Jaegers, Vet 3 now, in the central victory points. No one's capping that. We've got Grenadiers watching over with a Telemine in position. If any tank dares come that way. The Jaegers decide to move from the central victory point, weirdly enough. Oh. Here comes the Panzerwerfer. It's going to go for the MG. Actually goes for the mortar. How did it not kill it? Oh, it did. It just about did. The mod triggered in. You can't have a one-man 82mm mortar. And it died. Jaegers versus Conscript with Panzerfall backup. I like the fact that Elpern stayed in this despite the odds. Shows that he wants to win this best of 5 today. He hasn't played in any tournaments since ML1 for Season 3 of Company Heroes 3. So, yeah. That shot, where did it go? Still see the trail. It went in that gap there. Name the game, everybody, where an errant tank round travelled the entirety of the map and ended up winning the game. Anybody name the game? Company Heroes 2, where that happened? If you can name both players... Oh, he kills the weapon there. Both players and the map, you get bonus points. It was a... I'll give you a clue. It was a Cromwell tank that travelled the entire map. The rounds travel the entire map. T-3485. I love CoH2. If you're a CoH2 hater, you know, leave it at the door. This is just a... We love the Company Heroes series in this chat. We're all Company Heroes series fans. We like every game in the series. That's the vibe I go for on this stream, because I'm a massive Company of Heroes fan. But GG to Ray, I have to say, great performance because he carried on playing. And, whoa, he even shot the T-34 with his last dying gasp effort there. Not a bad effort at all, has to be said. That's a really cool thumbnail, isn't it? That's awesome. Look at that. But yeah, good one. GG to the dudes. Ooh, close, Rachel. I'll give you the points, because I miss you. I don't know where you've been. But, yeah, it was Samosky went to, it was Nico, and it was actually Helping Hands' Cromwell that killed Nico's Command Panther with an errant shot across the map. Bloody hell, they're already on to G3, fair enough. Oh, Rachel's up for doing Amelie, good stuff. Get in. Don't know what you're on about in chat there, Victor. Yeah, exactly. CoH2 is great. It just needs to be fixed and finished. Finished and fixed. But I really don't get this tribal culture bullshit of, like... I never got it when I was a CoH2 fan. I was one of the few people that was like, I really like CoH1. I really like CoH2. CoH1, CoH2. Company of Heroes. Like, why do we have to get all fucking weird about stuff and be like...
Oh, you're a shill. You like Company of Heroes 3 too much. It's not as good as you're saying it is.
Or we've got people that are like,
I hate Company of Heroes 2 now. I only played it for 10 years continuously. I hate it. It's rubbish now.
So why do we have to be one or the other? Can't we just be like, yeah, Company of Heroes is a cool concept. I'm glad they made another one. And I like all of them. They're really good games. It's fucking weird shit, man. Also, like, yeah, Relic, I could give you a thesis on why they failed in finishing the game in time and why it's unfinished and why that's bad. But that's kind of like what's happening with all games these days. There's something inherently wrong about the computer gaming industry. You should kind of be used to this concept where they F you over for the first year and a half at least. Like, it's not like Relic are the really, really bad guys in the computer gaming industry and they just woke up one day in 2017 and said, in the next 5 years, whilst we're making CoH2, let's not finish it in time and then sell it at full price and F everybody over. They're just a product of their situation. And it is, you just have to deal with it and get over it. Like, I've had most to be angry about because, of course, the replay and the observer stuff, even though we've had workarounds, so it's pretty good. But, yeah, exactly. You can still be angry at Kai, but you don't have to completely throw the baby and the bath and the dishwater out the window and then kick your granny down the stairs. You can just be, like, disgruntled and think, oh, okay, I won't play that for a while. For example, if I was Ipkai Fung, I'd play Street Fighter, Tekken, Resident Evil 4 Remake. I've been playing Tetris Effect a lot because I'm waiting for the next patch. Tetris Effect is really cool. So, like, I just don't get it. I think it's... Company Heroes 3 will be really good by this time next year. It'll be already quite good by the end of the year. And if you're a 1v1 player and you're playing the Master League, it's already pretty good because we've got custom maps and stuff, and we've got our own rule sets and that kind of thing, which makes it better. But yeah, I just don't get it. Need to chill out a bit. It's tribalism. It's like internet tribalism, basically. And it happens so much with CoH2. You had like the CoH2 stalwarts that hated the CoH1 stalwarts, and vice versa. And yeah. It's always hilarious when I personally got identified as either one or the other, as like a CoH2 person or a CoH1 person. Especially when I'd already done so many CoH2 tournaments and like they had CoH2 people saying I was a CoH1 guy and stuff. It was weird. Weird. Right, anyway. Now I've got that mini rant out of the way. Let's get into Game 3. I think that mini rant was a little bit arrogant at times, but that's part and parcel of streaming. As a streamer with a captive audience, what happens is your arrogance levels just increase dramatically, and it's a constant challenge to keep them in check. And that's a message to anybody that is ever wanting to try streaming. If you've got any ego, you are going to lose control of said ego at some point or another. So you have to really, really fight to stay charming and stay normal and stay reasonable. One thing I do is anybody I ban, I tend to unban after the stream, because you ban people in anger. Wow, the game is ready. And it's on Champs-Élysées. And it's with Brits and US brand new factions. So cool. So bloody cool. How many viewers have we got at the moment? 139. Not bad for a mod stream, I'd say. Not bad at all. I would love to play it, guy, but it's too expensive. Is Dirty Finisher... Well, I had Dirty Finisher fans saying the N-word in my chat during a Master League stream, so I think he might be banned, actually, to be fair. But that might not have been him. There's a way you can see all the bans in... all the banned people in your thingy. Yes, Matt Stanky, that was something I stumbled across when I started to design this mod, is I thought, shit, if we're not having commanders, we can say the mod is like... So, a few things. I really like how Supreme Commander works with its tech trees. I just think it's so cool. Like, every tech tree is a natural evolution, and each faction has its own character, but fundamentally has similar levels of capability. And I kind of wanted to have that kind of feel in this mod, if that makes any sense. QZZE, I really do miss Soviets. I think Soviets carried CoH2 in some way. I mean, the Wehrmachts were kind of Wehrmacht from CoH1 with bells and whistles and the fuel by purchasing, not part of it, but yeah. Matt Stanky, the first two games were excellent, especially game one. It played exactly as I was expecting. It's just a really good mod because we didn't mess around with balance. We just expanded the tech trees, limited them to one per person, and nerf support weapons by meaning they destroy on decrew. And it meant I felt it played really well. But it's a shame I had to pay people to play. And there's Chunky Engineers. I'm just going to get a drink, guys, and I'll be right back. I've got Game 3 loaded up. No more big chungus for the next 2 games because we've got USF versus Brits. Is my stream still saying CoH2? I bet it is. It is. Nobody warned me. There we go. It's better. All right then. 3, 2, 1. We are now watching Elpern's United States Forces in Supreme Edition. Go and check out the teching document to see how these bad boys work. It's a complete redesign overhaul of the United States faction. Similarly, we've redesigned completely the British forces for Company of Heroes 2 to make them basically play a lot more similarly to the kind of Wehrmacht Soviet alternatives in terms of what they have available, because there's no commanders anymore. That's right, no commanders, meaning we can actually put stock utility in the tech trees. Saying that, though, we have actually added some brand new units that play rather differently from the raid commanders you'll soon see. Brand new teching building. We can actually get the Spy for 170 manpower. This is a much reconnaissance unit, but it has a bit of utility to its name. Infiltration Commandos, which start as a 3-man squad. And you'll soon see Raid section available for 300 manpower. He's gone for the Infiltration Commandos, Ray has, fair enough. You can also go for the Universal Carrier, of course, and the Vickers. That's Raid Command. Each building has 5 options. From Platoon, this is the Lieutenant building. You can also get the 50 cal, the M3 half-track, Pathfinders, or with a side upgrade called Proliferating Fire, you can actually get the pack howitzer early, but that's a lot of manpower investment. That's 340 manpower, 30 fuel. Lieutenant out for Elpern with his rifle that you get as your Tier 0 infantry unit. Tier 0 we should probably show. That's very simple. Rear echelon ambulance rifle. For Ray, it's Royal Engineers Infantry Section and British Medic Squad. The map! Oh, the map. I think it was made by something called... Who is it made by, Vector? Do you remember the maker of this map? He basically, I feel, I think he won the competition I hosted called New Battlegrounds for an urban map for Company of Heroes 2. It's basically a street in France. And it's bloody beautiful. Really cool map. One of my favourites of all time, I have to say. The score currently, Klinkeraska's 1-1. It's a best of 5. The winner gets $100. The loser only 20. Right, Infiltration Commandos. How these guys work, with each pip of veterancy, they get an extra squad member. So they can get up to 6, but they have to keep fighting and keep winning.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
Raid section out next for Ray. The Raid section. Infantry section pushed straight back to base. They didn't have a very good time of it, did they? Meanwhile, Royal Engineers have planted a mine. Not like their CoH2 equivalents. These are actually balanced. CoH2 Raid Engineers pretty much carry the British Army, in my opinion. Good shots there by the Raid section. Always chasing them. It's I that actually gave feedback on this section. I remember helping. Was it Joe J, the maker of the map? Joe J. I think his name is Joe J. It is a Mirror Match 1946 continuation tourney, so it's any of the factions can play each other, but you can't play as the same factions against each other. So no Wehrmacht versus Wehrmacht, etc. It has to be a mixture. Ooh, raid section and a spot of bother thanks to the lieutenant and the rear echelon squad. We've gone for a Vickers from Ray, and Elpern's building the 50 cal. Infantry section backing up. This can upgrade to the anti-tank package for 75 munitions and can get the grenades with the mill bombs upgrade, of course, if you want that. Vickers in the nick of time, forcing off that lieutenant. Back over here, we've got the Royal Engineers planting the M6 mine. And we've got the infiltration commanders lying in wait on the +7 fuel. Oh dear. Not looking good for Elpern in terms of fuel control thus far. He is as the USF, which look like a tricky faction to play. Probably need to get light vehicles out as soon as you can and go from there. That's pretty much just how they worked in coming here as 2 vanilla, really. Of course, you get 3 rifles and put a lot of pressure on that way, but it was all about the light vehicle play, wasn't it? Here we go. 50 cal needs to help out. Rifles. There's no mines on the point, but the infiltration commandos are going to have a jolly good time. They can fight. They can throw the small pig bomb.
Our supply line's broken.
Rear echelons versus... Oh, we've got a grenade. We've got a grenade. Oh, there you go. Halfway up to veterancy 1 now. Rifles are going to continue this tilt thanks to the 50 cal being in a decent position. But he's just choking that fuel away from him. This cutoff has been taken by Elpern, but Ray's got a lot of fuel coming in. Good play by Ray there. That was lovely stuff. Mines being planted by the Royal Engineers.
Trouble trying to take one of our points.
Against the lieutenant in this house. This house is kind of balanced by the fact you can't see around this wall, but never really consider the fact that, of course, you can fight up against that up there. You often find yourself in that predicament as the eastern player. Ray pushes north, keeps fuel control there, needs to get his cut-off back, however. Back over here, we're now getting the mobile arms post, which I think ends up becoming the battalion command post. This is tier 2, basically. It's really cool how the tier structures are all different, though. Good job to Vector for configuring all that. Mine detonates, hurting the Pathfinders. Many 2v2 players rejoice. I'm eager to see what we can build from this. I must admit, I haven't actually checked out my own bloody design document in a while. Okay, so this is a rush, isn't it? Straight to tier 3. Interesting. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So from this you can get Shermans, Wolverines. And yeah, that's going to be quite decent, isn't it? How's Ray going to counter that? Right, we're going to get Assault Command next. Okay. So he himself has decided to jump a tech structure.
Threatening a capture point.
Yeah, I think so, Vector. I think so, but, I mean, Ray has more fuel and he's getting his tier 3 down, so... Oof. This is actually his tier 2. Ouch. Yeah, the USF one needs to be a bit more expensive there, doesn't it? Oh my god. That Sherman's going to be so early relative to whatever Ray can get. That's not, is it? Tier 2's company command post. Yeah, sorry, you're applying to the Brits situation. Yeah. Got bars upgraded for the rifleman. Bar upgrade for 60 munitions. Combat engineers out, otherwise known as Assault Engineer Squad, and they're going to sprint into action. Who can blame them? Pressure put down. He will need a 6-pounder very quickly indeed. Complete oversight on our part that the teching for USF was not linear. Meaning, of course, once you got tier 1 down, you can get tier 3 down, which is not like the Brits. He is going to get mechanized next, but he's had to get tier 2 that delays him. Fuel-wise, okay, it's not that bad. I mean, Elpern's got 20 more than him, but I really feel like that's an oversight, and we need to fix that if we ever play on this mod again, which I bloody hope we do. Right. What are we looking at here? Cromwell for 110, and he's 20 fuel behind. Yowza. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, Vector. Game's still very competitive. It's just we gave a boost to the USF player, and it just so happens in this game that the British player had captured a lot of fuel. But I know if the factions are flipped next time, I know what's going to happen. They'll probably go for the Sherman ASAP. Maybe Elpern won't tell him that it's possible, and maybe he won't realise. We'll see. Alright, assault engineers go northeast for the fuel there. We've had Elpern camping on the fuel in the southwest. He wants this Sherman. Who can blame him? He's actually got really good fuel income. He's winning the fuel race. He's on, well, he's got plus 26 right now. But Ray has more standard territory points. This is not CoH3 or CoH1, Matt. This is that balked CoH2 system where all the bloody interconnecting points give fuel plus 3 apiece. Meaning Ray, who did not have the high fuel, actually had a similar income to Elpern for a really long time there. It's just weird, man. We do have the flamethrower for the Royal Engineers. Meanwhile, in the northeast, we've got the assault infantry section out from the assault command post. Infiltration commandos are still on veterancy 0, meaning they're still 3-man. Finally got the Sherman on its way. Ray is 18 fuel behind getting his Cromwell. Grenade! Oh, obliterating the squad there! And there you go, they can get a 4th man. That's their health drop there. They've not actually suffered any damage, but they are being very damaging. God. I think USF need this teching mishap with the tier 3 being so readily available, because they've been smashed so far. Ray doing some really big damage. 1 each in this best of 5 series, so we will see another game after this regardless of the outcome. Oh, but the lieutenant gets a good wipe. We had a grenade tossed there in the anticipated retreat path, but unfortunately for Elpern, he went south of this assembly. Some flame bursts been put in on the barred up riflemen down there. Meanwhile, the North Pathfinders have been rebuilt by Elpern. Okay. Pretty sure they were rebuilt. Maybe not. I'm not sure, actually. And here comes that M4A3. It came in 11 minutes 40 in the end. It's not too crazy. Oh, the MG didn't die for the Vickers. Oh, okay. Well, there's another one for our list, Vector. Another one for our list. Oof. Sherman with 3 kills now. Sherman just wiping everything in front of it. Oh dear, oh dear. That's just nasty. Back in the south, rear echelons pushing back. Royal Engineers don't like the look of them. And here's the Cromwell, a little bit late. The best Cromwell I ever saw was on this map. I once saw a Cromwell demolish an entire army. I think it's in the grand finals of the new Battlegrounds tournament that spawned this map. Can't remember whose Cromwell it was. I believe it destroyed von Ivan's army, probably. Something like that. It was the commandos that died. You're joking me. Oh, no. An errant shot of the Sherman apparently wiped the commandos. That is just hard luck. I didn't quite cognitively understand what was happening. Oh, for God's sake, that's brutal. Oh, dear. Well, Ray's got to be pissed at that. No, there's no cruise system in this one, Anna Pusa. We've removed the cruise system for USF. We did have the foresight to do that. We want it a little bit more symmetrical, but still a lot of flavour and character. Nobody wants to build the British spy, of course. That was one of AE's late ideas. Nobody cares about that. They're not picking up the MG out of chivalry there, because you're not. I don't think you're meant to. They realise you're not meant to be able to repick the weapons up. They are meant to die in this mod. They're just leaving it. That's good behaviour. Mortar out next for Ray. Elpern sitting on 92 fuel. Wonder what he's going to do next. He's has some interesting options available to him. Could go for the M10. He could also go for the howitzer motor carriage, the Scott. Cromwell getting some juicy shots off on the Sherman, but the bazooka lieutenant's there to save the day. Meanwhile, back in base, looks like we've just elected a new point, which means that we don't have a new base structure built, do we? Mechanized command's been out for a while, maybe not.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Back in base over here, we do have the ambulance. What a camouflage on the ambulance! What the hell? It's a cow. It's a milk truck. It's a bloody milk truck. He's giving his units extra protein. This is incredible work by Elpern. Again, game 3 looks like a good one, just like game 1 was. And sentry grenade from the raid section. Pathfinder's getting obliterated and assassinated. Back of the head shot there. Oh dear, oh dear. Calcium, protein, milk has it all. That's why they used to feed it to kids. They probably still do, to be fair. It's not GG yet, no. We do have the M10 Wolverine on its way. We've got Bard rifles just chilling behind the victory point here, waiting for anything to have the temerity to push forward. This game's got legs, man. I mean, Elpern suffered horrendous losses at this point. We go and check that out. He's 57 deaths to his name, but you know, still could go on at this rate. M10's going to help out. Back in the south, rifles have been... What did the rifles do? They've gone further south. They really are evading everything. They know the Cromwell's down there, do they? And here's the Sherman. Coming into view, getting some good shots away. Up in the north, the M10's looking for a flank, perhaps. Nothing to flank, though. Oh, the rifles finally got uncovered. Cromwell doesn't like it. Oliver's unhappy with that one. But yeah, the British and France fighting over Paris. Maybe they got a bit angry after they pushed the Germans out of France. Maybe Churchill and Patton's rivalry overboiled. Not Churchill. Montgomery and Patton's rivalry overboiled. Maybe Churchill and Eisenhower finally had it out. Who knows? That's the M10 doing. It's going around the sides. It's going through the archway. Oh dear, oh dear. Could come in for a mighty flank on the Cromwell here. The Sherman, the engineers may die whilst this is happening, by the way. But here they come. They're going in. They've got prioritised vehicle mode. Engage with war speed. But whoa, we got a bounce shot on the Cromwell. A penetrating shot in the rear. Meanwhile, the 6-pounder is trying to find a good position to get its own shots away. Mortars firing in the meantime. And the killing blow. Can both US tanks get out of there? 6-pounder could die next because both these tanks are still bloody healthy. Sherman does get penetrated with the 6-pounder's last shot alive, possibly. Mine detonates, taking the Wolverine down to a snail's pace. Can the Wolverine survive? We have the Tommies. They have no snare, though, of course. Sherman about to kill the 6-pounder. There we go. Weapon destroyed, of course. And it looks like the Wolverine will escape. Tommies, they'd have nothing to offer it, really. Ray just operating on autopilot. We do have an Achilles M10. Much different than the Wolverine because the Achilles, of course, has flanking speed. The Wolverine has flanking speed as well. I thought they were called different things if it's British. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's spot the difference there. Ah, okay. The American one has HVAP shells. The British one has run into mine ability, seemingly. Oh no, that's overdrive after flanking speed, isn't it? It's overdrive after flanking speed. It gets the shot away with fratricide. M10 on M10 action. This is not OnlyFans. This is SE mod for Company of Heroes 3. What are you doing here on Chaudelaise's stepbrother? Get out of my room. Sherman kills him.
Swine's just knocked out a vehicle.
This is awesome. Oh my god, the Wolverine had an Achilles heel. Oh my god, the crew member's trapped. Let him out, somebody. He's still alive. He's still alive, god damn it. He has a name. Harold Jenkins. And Harold's crushed.
Let him out, somebody! For God's sake, this is disgusting!
He doesn't care about his own units. Elpern does not care. He doesn't care. He's got nobody coming to rescue this poor crew member. He's sinking into the hull. He's sinking. Soon he'll be no more. Oh, God, Elpern, you merciless bastard. You merciless man. Oh, I doubt. Look, he's gone. Okay, no, he's trying to get out. Yep. He's trying to get out of the turret. He's still in there, guys.
The gun is not crude.
He's still in there! Come on! Get out!
Oh my god, okay. Right, we'll go and try and cast the game a little bit. Gun's not crude anymore. That's the mortar that just died. Running off the map there, so where did it die?
There's a rather splendid
Got a Cromwell rebuild over here. I got too distracted, sorry guys. Sherman comes on. I'll tell you what, Elpern's going to win this game at this rate, especially if he takes out the 6-pounder. Rifle section dead on central VP is the call. There's the dead mortar. We need to fix that one as well, apparently, Vector. Sadly. Yep, infantry section dies as well. Well called by chat there, but I'm more in... Finally, the crew's dead. Finally. Okay. Bad casting from AE, but whatever. It's okay, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. Assault section now has to run the gauntlets. Lieutenant gets a shot in. Cromwell's out. He's got his binoculars out, but all that he can see is not a very happy situation because Elpern's got some big shots and big kills in recently. Mortar down. Infantry section down. Raid section being rebuilt, maybe. But I'm wondering what Elpern's got up his sleeve. Because he's... Okay, there it is. He's going to rebuild the M10 Wolverine. Not a bad option. Not a bad option. Okay. More raids out. So, yep. He's got raid and assault infantry. Seems that both players are content to stay in Tier 3, it would seem. We do have another Pathfinder rebuild for Elpern. Interesting. Yeah, Drummond, I don't think Elpern... Maybe he thinks the Rangers are bugged or something.
Enemy forces have 300 points.
No, 500's enough. The first game was 46 minutes. I just put that there as a novelty because the manpower per minute income gets nuked by the upkeep, so... Yeah. Lieutenant hates that tree, apparently. Got the... Is that the Vickers upgrade on the raid section? Nasty. And all 3 victory points in Elpern's favour currently. Ray is down on PopCap. He's got 30 out remaining. Look at this. The Pathfinder's building beacons. So all the beacons just give you the ability to reinforce near them these days. They don't give you any intel, do they? Ah, they're both good, Kimbo. CoH2's way more finished than CoH3 because it's been out for longer. But, I think I like CoH3's launch better than CoH2. If you take out the fact that they had longer to prepare and stuff like that. But I think I like CoH2 at the moment more, because obviously it's had longer in the oven. Both great games, though. Both great games. Just a shame that CoH3 is $60 and unfinished. That's the big problem. But give it a couple of years, it'll be worth $60. Oh, some meaty shots there on the Sherman. That 6-pounder got a huge one away. The Cromwell wants blood. Pathfinders incur some big damage themselves. We've got the M10. And another crew weapon goes down there. That was a USF one this time. Auto-deleted, of course, because the mod is working correctly for US support weapons, it seems. But yeah, this game should have been over. I really feel like Elpern could have pushed the initiative when he had Ray down to 5 units. What's Ray got cooking? Looks like we're going to have the M10 Achilles out once more. May get some M10 on M10 action. There we go, rifles on the central victory points. Oh, eating up that raid section is the Scot. Oh, nearly gets the kill on retreat, but he gets out of there just in the nick of time. Pathfinders make it to the central victory point. Could get smoked here if the Scot wants to help. Meanwhile, Cromwell gets hurt by the M10 from the northern flank. Pack 40 answers back. We got that Blitzkrieg, war speed, flanking speed, whatever it wants to be called. And here comes the British equivalent. Lend-Lease backfires on the Americans on the streets of France as the 1946 situation overboils. Cromwell taken out by the Sherman and M10 in combo. And then the plucky little Scot comes in to smoke out the 6-pounder. Oh, that's just great play by Elpern. He's going to lead the series for the first time today and take this game 2-1, it seems, unless Ray finds something big very soon. Really good win for the Swede at this point. Considering I had to convince him to play today, he's going to walk away with a lot of pride from coming back into a CoH2 environment, albeit a modded one, and winning the one of the best active CoH2 players in Ashablar/Ray. Smith's changed his name to Ray CoH2 in Twitch, I've noticed. Hunting down this infantry section in the second build to this game. Not getting the killing shots. There is a modified M6 mine there. And look at all this US infantry pouring in. British base is a beauty to behold. This is how it always should have looked in Company Heroes 2. This is how the US base... Well, the buildings could do with being a bit bigger, to be fair. But this is how it could have looked in general. Because that awful pizza base was an absolute monstrosity. Welcome Nubius Nath to the chat. This is a modded best of 5 show match series between Elpern and Ray. Enjoy. Should be some good fun. Assault sections push in with 6-pounder support. We've got raid sections as well. But there's a lot of work to be done. The Scots offering supporting fire. Triple cap beginning to do its work. One victory point every 1.2 seconds at the moment.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Yep. Is he going to be able to push north? Because we've got Lieutenant there. We've got M10. Wolverine, we've got the Scot sitting on 12 kills. The 50 cal's been rebuilt. And back here in the south, we've got the Sherman waiting for anything to push around this flank, just to deny them getting to the victory points. That's what he's trying to do, at least. Just overstretching Ray. This is what you want to do when you have the initiative in a high-level Company Heroes game. Just stretch out your opponents. Make them bleed. Make them suffer. Elpern and base is getting tier 5. That's tank battalion, sorry, that's tier 4, is it? How does it work, Vector? Is that tier 5 or tier 4? Oh, it's tier 5, fair enough. We could see DevM's M8 on the field. That would be majestic. That's tier 4, okay. So that's the one with the Easy 8 Sherman, isn't it? Yep. Sadly, you can't easily select it. You have to actually click on the building. And there you see the options on screen, just underneath chat. I'll briefly go through them. Don't want to miss any action, however, is we've got a flank in on the M10 of Ray. He backs up, but he's got a 6-pounder to back him up. And he gets a good shot away, but he can't finish the job, sadly for him. Yeah, he's got some options. He's got Easy 8 Sherman, he's got Bulldozer Sherman, he's got Calliope Sherman, and the Jackson. All the paratroopers. It's a great tier structure to get to. Cromwell's out again for Ray. Cromwell and M10. But he's going to be up against really tough conditions soon. Gets a good shot off on the M10. Wolverine, 6-pounder, pushes in as well. He's trying to back Elpern into a corner, but he's getting away, the slippery Swede. Fuel being capped up there. We've got the Easy 8 Sherman building for Elpern. And 6-pounder being backed away. Medics are going mental. Just pushing out the base sector. They don't want to do that. Only got one repairing squad for Ray at the moment. He does have the option to build the Sapper recoveries. We have Elpern currently queuing up paratroopers after the Easy 8 Sherman. Again, victory point situation becoming extremely desperate for Ray. Just how desperate is this Cromwell, though? Because here comes the war speed from the M10, but it itself could die. Can we see an attack round shot? No, he's outside the cone of fire. Oh dear, oh dear. Meanwhile, in the north, those raid sections in a spot of bother. Oh, he destroyed the statue! Elpern! That's a war crime. That was a statue of the Mother of Christ. Not only has he let crew members of M10s die whilst they burn, he's now taken out Mary. Mary, the Virgin Mother of Jesus. Can't believe he's done that, to be honest. Yeah, yes, Dromedar. It does indeed look like the US joined the Axis powers in this game. They're the baddies, it seems. My narrative, if this was to be a 1946 scenario, is Churchill goes mad with power and decides to take out the communists, and the Americans are like, please don't cause World War III, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, here comes that Easy 8, the game finisher. 6-pounder's got a long way to go back to base. He's well out of situation. Oh, but good shots from the M10. Don't forget, if the 6-pounder dies, it dies forever. Oh, no. Causing a space-time continuum rip there, but can they kill the Easy 8, perhaps? Nice shots, but I doubt it. There's not much follow-up coming for the US. Oh, and the kill is gotten there. That's got to be game. Surely. Sherman goes in on the remaining M10. But I really don't see the British as being a very good faction in this. It was very difficult to balance them out. Maybe I'm wrong. Ooh, damaged engine from the rifleman. M10 on M10 action. The first shot is actually from the British one, but it's exposing its rear armour. Ouch. And it's destroyed. There we go. There's game. Elpern 2-1 up now. That's definitely game now. GG. It did look dicey at one point. Looked like Ray's game to lose at one point, but Elpern showed us otherwise. I just think the Brits struggle with the AT options available to them. They do have the AEC available as well. And they can upgrade the tank hunters to the infantry section to tank hunter infantry section, which could help. So I really feel like the AT options need to be explored for the British player in order to survive the USF onslaught. But other than that, great game. 3 there, 2-1 to Elpern. Yeah, good stuff all in all. Hope you're enjoying this, guys. Bit of modded action. Oh, tank hunter section is an extra model as well, so there you go. Starting G4 is the call from chat. To be honest, now that Elpern's had time to learn from Ray's mistakes, maybe he will have a better game 4 as Brits and show us how it's done. We'll have to wait and see. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Just rest my brain a bit before we launch into game 4. I kind of got a bit crazy there. My guitar is here, I guess. Oh, I don't want to get copyright stricken. I have to create my own song these days because literally I sang Johnny Cash so well, I got an entire tournament cast band once. So I'm going to make a new song that's never been done before with brand new notes never used in combination. So I'm going to make some bass chords. The dearth of life on my mortal coil. The dearth of life in the eternal abyss.
Why did they condemn me? Why did they condemn me to this internal strife?
No! No, Vector, please don't tell me that song is going to get recognised by the YouTube algorithms. Please don't tell me. I don't want to lose all this ad revenue. I'll get at least $3. Please, I'm begging you. But if you're wondering why I don't sing on stream anymore when I'm doing tournaments in between games, that's why. Ooh, we got some good weather. I can hear it. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, look how rainy it is. Bloody hell. Ugh. It's a good job I got this right here, actually. That is some good rain. How many of you will sub if I go out in the rain live on stream? How much money would you pay me to see me stand on that ceiling in the rain? Yeah, but how many of you will sub? You pay me 5 subs worth, I'll stand in the rain. Go on then. I've got a wedding coming up. You best do it whilst it's this bad. I might get struck by lightning. Right, you've got 1 minute to make your mind up. If you think that's good enough content. I'll do it, but you can't neg me into doing it. You have to pay me. You'll pay me. I don't want you... Well, I used to be, Luke, but now I've got my own house these days in the past 4 years. No, nobody wants that content. It's only going to happen if you do it now. The rain will stop soon. Okay, fair enough. Well, I thought it was a good idea to get some stream money. Oh, it's a shame, isn't it? Exactly. It's a one-time only offer. See AE get decimated by rain in a thunderstorm live on stream. Maybe you'll like me so much you don't want to see that. Fair enough. It's pretty cool rain though, to be fair. My chair's awesome. To be honest, I bought a very expensive gaming chair from a terrible company. I've forgotten the name of it. It's a German company. And it's really uncomfortable, so I've put loads of memory foam on the chair and I've taped it. I probably need to do a better job of presenting it for stream purposes, but whatever. It's really comfortable. Oh. I was sick of being uncomfortable when I play, so... But I want to keep the chair because it has all the options like a car to change its position and stuff. It's really good pneumatics, but I just wanted to make it better. Let's load into this game, shall we? Thanks, Jake. I think I'm beautiful too. We're all beautiful in our own weird, twisted way. Yeah, the torrential rain stopped now. Let's get this next game going. Where is it? Let's look for the mod. A lot of people playing CoH2 still, with all these mods and stuff. There it is, got it. Hello there and welcome to Game 4 of today's action. You're looking at Ray, who is 2-1 down, having been vanquished by Elpern when Elpern was the United States forces in Game 3, just now on Champs-Élysées. The beautiful Champs-Élysées. And let us voyage through the map and let us go and discover the starting location of the mighty Swedish warrior. It is indeed Elpernius the Great. Infantry section coming out first. USF, of course, starting with the rifles, building a platoon command post, giving them access to lieutenants, 50 cal, M3, Pathfinders, all with a side tech, the Pack Howitzer. And we also have, there it is, the raid command built, giving, of course, raid sections. And a bevy of other options, including the spy, but nobody ever builds the spy, sadly. There it is. It's the infiltration commandos next. You have to vet them up to get more men than 3. Goes 3, 4, 5, 6 with each pip of veterancy. Brand new system for common heroes, as devised for the Supreme Edition. Never been seen before or done quite like that before. Sandbags planted by those dastardly infantry sections. And here, those army commandos, allegedly. Looking rather cool, as usual, with their Sten guns. Going on hold fire immediately, going into cloak mode immediately. Looking for some fun. I wonder what they've got in their satchels. Probably sandwiches and tea making equipment for once they've killed the Germans. They're sneaking forward whilst in cover and capping the victory point. Very naughty of them. Oh, and here come the Pathfinders, and they unleash a bevy of Sten fire. Pathfinders back away, but the infiltration commandos in hot pursuit of them. But now they realise their work is done, and they go back to capping. All in a day's work for the Mandos. North side, we've got riflemen pushing forward through a very small capping circle. Back in the south, we've got rear echelons versus Royal Engineers, raid section, building for Elpern. And there it is. Could of course upgrade to the Vickers for 120 munitions. So expensive, but who knows what that'll bring. Right, Mandos are going to wait over here by this bench. You think it's an old lady by the bench. You think it's just an old lady and her dog. Oh no, it's some commandos. Elpern showing how it's done here. Making great utility of the little Mando men. Nearly getting a full wipe on the lieutenants. Close to veterancy 1 already. Getting that 4th man in the squad. North side, we've got infantry section pushing to the victory point there. commandos are going to wait behind the hedge now. Don't forget they've got the light gammon bomb they can deploy if they want to. Well, throw. Just hoping the riflemen come into vision. That grenade's coming. That grenade's coming. They're getting more shots. They've got Veteran C1 already. Oh, these guys are going to be monsters if they carry on. Absolute monsters. The USF are going to need this early Sherman at this rate. Speaking of which, they are actually getting their fuel denied from them with a mine planted of the modified M6 variety, allegedly. Come on, chat. Give me some comments. Are you enjoying this content? What are you doing on your Sunday afternoon? How are you enjoying this? Masturbating furiously over your laptop in a darkened room, perhaps? Watching with your mother in the conservatory? Back in the centre, Mando's having a good old time. They can actually plant demolition charges, which if you think about it, is ridiculous. Ah, Vector finding faults in the mod. I think this mod will be revisited, even with the ML massive tournament that's coming next month, Vector. It's a really good way to go back into CoH2 and enjoy all the units it had to offer in one go. I really like playing on it. Well, watching people play on it, rather. Oh, Luke, you're the Ironside guy, yeah. Well, you can see I've got my hands full trying to popularise my mod and also organise the CoH3 tournament scene. So, sadly, I do really respect all the mods, and I do want to play them and learn about them and enjoy them, but there's only so much time. My list would be Ironside for certain as my number one to have a look at. These guys are definitely not in cover there from this infantry section. Really poor dispersion. And they're getting annihilated as a result from Elpern. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, he's getting his 4th squad member for the infiltration Mandos. Looks like the Pathfinders are coming in from the side. Looks like they could get a kill. Not quite. Need some good penetration. Well, it's good RNG rolls there, rather. Really, Vector? You have me intrigued. You have me intrigued. I want it to be spoiled. I want to find out what it is in the truest sense. Alright. Here they come. Sneaking around the map. Being naughty. The WI is the Women's Institute. That's another example of a woke... a joke that the units in Company Heroes 3 would never say. You're not in the Women's Institute, you twats! That Relic would not have allowed that in Company Heroes 3. No way. You're not allowed to be brazenly sexist. Or hyper-masculine, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Toxically masculine. Even if you're an army soldier from the Second World War. Oh yeah, Company Heroes 2 is such a clean game. And playing it on mods and... in the fashion we're playing it, it's just so cool. However, we've just seen Pathfinders get into this shed, and they don't know what's greeting them. It's on the base exit. He's hoping Ray's seen it, but Ray didn't see it. He double guessed. He double bluffed, and he should have just bloody tossed it into the shed. He would have got a squad wipe there, to be honest. Ray going for the M20 utility car. Not a bad option there. Get the ball rolling with this... He's actually gone for the company command post, which we haven't seen yet today. Company command post includes Captain, M1, M20, Rangers, and the Stewart for a side upgrade. Look at that beautiful plume of smoke. That's a treat to the eyes, isn't it? Look at it. It's bloody... Oh, it's disappeared. But it's bloody lovely. It's like truly mesmerising in a way. Like, really, just... My monitor's excellent. I've got a really good monitor. It's like 144 hertz, and it's... I'm watching this in 1440p. You guys get downscale to 1080p. But for me, that smoke literally mesmerised me for a moment. It's like, wow. That's some good smoke. Let's see what this M20 can do, eh? What is that camouflage? What's it got going on there? It looks so strange. What is that? It's like a children's toy. Go on, shoot them. Bloody shoot them. They're very British and they're very naughty. And they may actually get the kill on this MG. There you go. And they could actually pick it up, but Ray will not due to a gentleman's agreement, because all the weapons, the support weapons in Company of Heroes 2 Supreme Edition should auto-destroy. And sadly for the Brits, the coding didn't quite work, and we didn't know until the show match started today. So the players have recognised that, and they have decided to chivalrously ignore dropped weapons. So good on them for that one. Right, what do we have coming out? We've got the Centaur Rush. Elpern taking a leaf out of Armstrong the Great's book from his OCF second place runner-up medal in 2015 with a good old Centaur Rush. That was on Arnhem Checkpoint back in 2015. We're now in 2013. Sorry, 2023. 8 years later. And, yeah, a good old Centaur Rush back in action. See what damage he can do. The typewriter of death is going to write a page on the face of every single US infantryman's face this game. What is that camo? He's ruined it for me. The bloody Valkyrie camo, whatever it is. Chronicles of Valkyrie, something like that. Ugh, oh dear. I'm not an anime enjoyer, if you can tell. Don't look at the smoke. Hey, it'll mesmerize. Oh my god, look at it. It's bloody beautiful. Look at that smoke in your 1440p vision. So good. Right, anyway. Here comes that Centaur. Getting a kill on the retreating MG there. Looking for more action. M20's in its vision. Taking a few pot shots from the side. Getting shot through the frontal armor as a result. And the Pathfinder's now in a spot of bother, let's say. Ooh, we've got a demo charge on the cover here. Oh, that could be juicy. That could be very juicy. I think Ray's made a mistake by not just going for tier 3 here. Tier 2 does give the M1AT gun, which of course Ashablaw massively relies upon. Nice shot there. Really nice shot. Oh, he does kill the MG, however. Fuel falling into Elpern's hands. Looks like he's walking away with $100 at this rate. I just want to thank the infiltration commanders. I think they've been an inspiration for Elpern. He's played them so well. Centaur Rush was an accurate strategy. He is a master strategist at times, is Master Elpern. And he's shown it again in this game. We're only going to have an M1 and a Bazooka Lieutenant. We're going to be up against a Centaur and a Cromwell. I really feel like Ray should have spotted that tier 3 was low-hanging fruit for the US faction, and he should have elected to go for that. Tier 2 doesn't seem to be a good strategy. Currently more people play Company Heroes 2, but that could change if Relic continued to improve Company Heroes 3 and make the game cheaper. It's not had the best launch, but things could change because people are kind of used to this dance between developer and fan, where developers push a game out that's not ready yet. It happens in many series. Hopefully our series is one where it's able to recover its position, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm just hoping. Centaur versus M20 here. Bazookas go off. Oh, he's pushing in. M20's going in as well. Oh, he wants it too badly. And Centaur gets away. Meanwhile, Cromwell's going to come in from the side. What can the Pathfinder do here? There's nothing he can do, I don't think. He's going to die for the cause. We've got Cromwell versus M1AT gun. This is all but over. There's no way. And indeed, Elpern is today's champion. He wins the Supreme Edition challenge. And he goes away with $100 of AE ad revenue. So GG, well played, Mr. Pern. Thanks for playing. Mr. Ray, and I think it was alright. I definitely think that Wehrmacht and Soviets play better in this mod. But, you know, I think the mod has a bit of legs. We could definitely iron it out and have some fun. And of course, Asher is, of course, playing on a Korean server, which... Yeah, that was always my trouble. Always my trouble, Elpern. I thought Wehrmacht to be too powerful. I'm all ears if we want to try and balance this out to possibly have a tournament after the ML season finishes. All ears if you think it has legs and you think it can change to be better. But I definitely feel like Wehrmacht on paper will be way more powerful. And if you look at this document, like they just have access to such powerful infantry that has really good synergy. Although the support weapon nerf should nerf Wehrmacht a little bit because the 4-man support weapons mean they can't crutch the support weapons as much. But it's the Brits and the US that need ironing out a little bit. Although, to be fair, the players today didn't seem to utilise all of the AT options available to them. But you can't beat the mining options of Wehrmacht and Soviets. The mining was so prominent, and then it was missing so greatly. Maybe we just give rear echelons mines, and the sappers have mines, and everybody has mines. That would help a lot. Yes, the snares, exactly, Elpern. Things in these two factions having mines and snares means these two factions are always going to feel gimped. And we have an open free hand to make this better. We can give rear echelon and the sappers snares. We can look at giving them, you know, the rear echelon mines from the get-go as well. So that's an option that we should consider to make these factions feel more fleshed out. And of course, the bloody spy. No one's going to use the spy at this rate, so we have to think of how do we make that usable. Infiltration Commandos felt awesome. I'm very happy. 2 experiments from AE here. This one is yes. This one is a no, basically. That one worked. This one didn't. So, yeah. Well, the idea is that they start as a 3-man squad. Maybe we put their grenade behind teching. Maybe remove demo. So notes would be grenade behind... Sorry. Tech, remove demo would be my advice there. But they start as a 3-man squad. That's meant to be the gimping. But if we put the grenade behind the same tech as the infantry section grenade, maybe that will make it better. It's a good idea, that, as Elpern. We need to make the spy more encouraged. It does have really good vision, and its cloak works really well. So maybe people just need to try it. Its cloak is double the cloak time between cover as the sniper. So you can run 3 seconds between points. See you later, Luke. Thanks for watching, mate. And then, yeah, I mean, the AC wasn't used as Brits. That's an option that we didn't see explored. Neither did we see the Stuart explored. It's only 20 fuel and 30 fuel, respectively. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Dromeda. I didn't know there was, like, it took ages. Aim down time. Aim to time decreased. Good one. So yeah, I think that was a really cool best of 5. Thanks for playing, guys. I'll send you money right now, Elpern. Before I bloody forget. I've got you on the Master League spreadsheet somewhere. But yeah, thanks for playing, everybody. And Vector, I hope you enjoyed the content, having helped me make this mod so much with all the coding you've done, all the workarounds and all the ideas. So yeah, it's been good. It's been really good. Ouch, Dromeda. I did not know that. Well, that needs to change, obviously. It's been a really good series, especially Game 1. We'll always have Game 1. And I'll just keep a little bit of content going whilst we chill for a second. Yeah, we'll just chill out for a bit. No, if you want to carry on, Vector, please do. I think it's got legs, this mod. I think it's a really cool mod. We just need to keep honing it. But we just have to be aware that maybe only 30 people are ever going to play it. And far less people are going to watch these YouTube videos and Twitch streams than a normal Company Hero stream. But as long as we're aware of that, that's fine. absolutely fine. You know, as long as you want to do it regardless of the interest, that's cool. Because I find it intellectually interesting and stimulating. It's cool. Yeah, the mod's good. Andromeda's our biggest fan, I feel. That was a good old stream. That I enjoyed that. Just gonna create some room for the rest of it. But yeah, we'll add in some change notes, I feel. I'll do that now, actually. So let's go through it and let's add in notes for everything we want to change. So we'll ruin the document, we'll add notes in. Right, so I think Wehrmachts are pretty much fine. Like, we can leave Wehrmachts as they are. Soviets, we can leave as they are. It's US and Brits that need the most change, surely. Rear echelon. Lay mines. That's all we need there. Lay mines, yep. Rifleman, upgrade bars. Lieutenant, 50 cal M3 pack howitzer. Captain, Rangers, Stewart, Assault Engineers. I mean, the rest of it we never really saw, so I don't know. You played Modern Combat? I need to get into that because I want to do a tournament on it one day. Oh, you did the Tasty Num Nums, Vector. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the subscription. 21 months. Thank you for that, dude. What else have we got? Just pull this over here. That is a big fucking thing. That's okay now. Right. Grenade behind tech remove demo. Aim to fire lethal shot to be decreased. Yep, got it. What else can we do? Anything else we picked up on Vector other than repair? I mean, how are these factions going to... We need some more snares, surely. That's it, we need more snares. Surely we need more snares. Like, these guys have no snares whatsoever. Yeah, of course, yeah. Another snare would be good for somehow for the US. I don't know how we accomplish that. Just put it on the rear echelons. That'll do. 18-8s. Lieutenant snares. I don't know. Snares and bazookas a bit much, isn't it? But it seems the USF lack infantry options. If you look at the Soviets and the Wehrmacht, they got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then for the USF we went 1, 2... Oh yeah, the 50 cal, okay. It's not too bad actually. And then for the Brits we went Raid, Vickers, Infiltration Commandos. Oh yeah, the Brits are fine. It's just this stuff that's not fine. Let's... Yeah, let's give them snares at 18 aids at Vet 1 for the rear echelons. Well, that's really weird that rear echelons get 18 aids, isn't it? It's too weird. Let's just lay mines. Yep, lay mines is fine. Should be enough, I mean. Assault engineers, they can already lay mines. Rangers. What about something here having snares? Ah! Captain has snares. Has grenades and 18 aids. There we go. There we go. Captain has grenades and 18 aids. Beautiful. Because Lieutenant has bazooka. Or was he meant to have the LMG upgrade? Ah, it's the airborne that get the LMG. Okay. Just make the captain like a grenade. If anything, the UF... I don't know, man. I suppose the spy. If the spy stays like how the spy is, yeah, I guess. Has cloak, sprint, smoke grenade, true Wi-Fi, first aid kit, lethal shot. Shouldn't decrease the aim to fire. It might actually be usable, and then. Yeah, I don't know. I actually really like using all these infantry sections. I think it's good. But I see what you're saying. I mean, infiltration commandos or infantry sections, it's difficult to play that way. And you versus rangers, pathfinders, lieutenant, riflemen. That's a fair matchup, I would say. But then versus these guys, you're going to go up against Maxim, Commissar, partisans, conscripts, penal battalion. That's pretty bloody powerful against what you've got. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. It is, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, the infiltration commanders will be fine. The spies may be a bit of a bad experiment. We could probably decrease the manpower required for him, to be honest. Let's decrease the manpower significantly to like 200 manpower. Because he's such a utility unit. Well, that's a good idea. Canadian... Yeah, true. Instead of that, we could have like Canadian... I don't know. Canadians. Terrence and Phillip style. Is this enough fluff room now? How long's it been since the end of game 4? Because I want to upload the YouTube video with fluff room. So people think there's a game 5 potential when they're watching. Yeah, Elpern 1, 3, 1. GG to Mr. Pern. But yeah, thanks very, very much for watching. I think I've got just enough space to put this on YouTube and leave people guessing. We'll go and raid Mr. Havoc now, who's just started streaming. Some CoH2 3. Let's see what his name is. Wreaking Havoc, it says here. There we go. Alright, dudes. Thanks so much for watching. And adios, amigo. 3, 2, 1. Raid.